You're listening to Hair of the Dogcast, a proud part of the Greenlit Podcast Network. Check out Hair of the Dogcast and all of Greenlit shows at greenlitpodcast.com. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 79 of Hair of the Dogcast.
79?
79, that's officially longer than any of us are going to live.
You know what they say,
Pretty
lordy,
much.
lordy, look at who's 79.
Yeah, so since this is probably our last episode ever, because it all ends after this one, it is great to be here with all you guys once again at the Dogcast Studios. My name is Tom. I'm one of your hosts.
This studio is huge, too. I can't believe we got this two-story structure for the podcast.
Well, let's go around. Let's see who's on the podcast, your favorite neighborhood podcast for beer and video games and beer. But I want you to introduce yourself and also tell us about one high and one low since the last time we dogcasted that happened in your life.
My name is Brad. You know me from Raw Dogs, the Dogcast, and Gift Horse. One low. Yesterday, my coworker, 17 years old, he told me that his house was broken into and someone stole his Xbox One and all of his physical games as well as other things in the house. The back door was kicked in and it was like 17-year-old kid. A video game system means a lot to a 17-year-old
Who
kid.
does that?
Try doing that when he's there, huh?
Yeah.
Right. And so last night, I put up a GoFundMe, and we have raised $400 in one day.
Yeah.
And we're getting him... I was going to get him an Xbox One. My buddy said, dude, in a week, the Series S, just get him a pre-order for the Series S.
Oh, wow.
And so...
I was going to say, hold off.
I'm gonna pre-order that for him in a week and then show him his confirmation number. JP from Switch Mania is sending me 2 Xbox One games.
Sunset Overdrive and Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Awesome
Nice.
games.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, shit happens. Because he was like defeatist and like kind of giving in about it. But I'm like,
Give
no.
him $20 from me.
I'll put that
Hell
towards, because
yes.
I'm going to take the rest and put that on a gift card for him to like download digital games
Hell
the day
yeah.
it comes out.
Get
So
him Game Pass for like months, man.
yeah, I wasn't sure if like get him like Game Pass or something or just get him like
Game
a gift
Pass,
card.
Game Pass.
Well, we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
he's
It's
getting
the only thing
he's
worth
getting
it.
an Xbox Series S because some of you that listen to us on the Facebook page reached out and you posted, and a lot of people from other spots. Thank you.
That's
'Cause,
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't told Chambray yet, but he's going to shit his pants, and I'm
There-
excited to let him know.
That's wonderful.
There's hope for the world after all, after some scumbag who... Why would you do that? Was that all that was taken? Just the Xbox One?
He said it was one of the only things taken from the house. So I'm like, that's someone who knows where it was.
I
It's
guess.
it's either someone he knows or it's just a tweaker who knows
Was it-
immediately what's worth money.
Was it next to a PS4? Because
Whoever wrote this joke book.
We've been passing around a joke book and it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
It's
You
very
might-
anti-PS4.
you might
really
hear
anti-PS4.
You might hear some quote unquote jokes. So that's a heck of a high and a low all in one, Brad. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yep.
All right.
So that's what's up.
All right, thanks.
Who's this handsome fellow across from me?
Hi, Brad. I'm Josh. I'm part of the Hair of the Dogcast podcast series.
That's what I've heard.
It checks out. Yes.
all right.
Yeah.
right.
We
Hold
checked
on,
your
let me look at
credentials
my
at the door.
notes.
Hi, I'll say, obviously last time I just got done with COVID and I'm finally starting to get some energy back. Feels good.
Yeah, you look a lot better than you did.
Thank you.
Last time you were here.
Yeah, I'm working on gaining my weight back, eating.
Drink a lot.
Drinking beer. It feels good. Feels good. Low. Wait, which is high, which is low?
High is a good thing.
Okay.
What's the happiest thing?
What's the highest you've been in the past week?
Yes.
Well, the
Like
low
Quaaludes.
was it's rain. It's
soon as
rained
that
for
thing makes my
7
way.
days, and I haven't seen the sun. I wanted to get out yesterday and soak in some of that vitamin D, but football came back, so I stayed
So
in.
you had to stay
Yeah.
inside.
yeah,
Darn.
Aaron Rodgers is
A quarterback.
Hey, there's a high that the Packers won and Tom Brady lost.
I was gonna
Yes.
say the Tom Brady thing.
Yeah.
Way to go, Drew Brees.
You know,
Way to go.
I was watching the broadcast yesterday because we're from Wisconsin, so we're contractually obligated. We're sorry if
Law.
you're not a Packer fan. You know, we won't hold it against you. You know, the broadcast of football actually translates a lot better with no people in the stands than like basketball or baseball.
I was trying not to laugh when they were controlling the sound.
The
and
crowd
and
noise is
The
a
crowd
little like-
noise.
Okay.
So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, there was quite a bit of different reactions, like pretty quickly. I'm like, there's a guy somewhere up top just geeking the fuck out. He's like, I'm gonna hit this one.
Right.
Boo! Yay! You know, it's just there's a guy just probably geeking out, having a blast.
The most
with it.
powerful soundboard.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ben Burt from Lucasfilm just up there. Like,
And then they have like it's recorded previous audio, so you hear somebody like blurt something out, you're like, yeah, nobody said that.
sounds good to me, man.
Hi, I'm here too. My name is Dylan. I'm also on the podcast.
You are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the podcast series, as Josh.
Podcast Series X this year.
Podcast Series X. That's pretty good. That's what they call me, baby. The X Factor.
Series Triple X.
Yeah.
I would say double X.
If that box has a ton of hentai in it, then yeah, absolutely, I'm the Series XXX. My high is that I'm employed, and well, I mean, partially it's part time, but it's 5 days a week, so I'm feeling all right about
Excellent.
that. And then my low is the crippling understanding that none of this means anything. I mean, I don't know.
The existential, man.
Have you finished Nier Automata again?
Oh yeah,
We're all
I did
gonna
that.
die.
I did that about a week ago. Life is grand. I've been playing video games. You know, just shooting my shit.
Yeah.
You're probably happy because this
I love
episode.
fall. I love fall, and I love the spooky times. I've been listening to and watching a lot of spooky stuff. That makes me feel cool.
Limp
Listening
Bizkit
to
music
a lot of
videos.
spooky music.
Limp Biscuit videos,
Biz
corn,
Quick.
all the scary makeup.
I was actually singing a Limp Bizkit.
Very scary.
I sang a Limp Bizkit song today to myself, and I was very self-conscious about it. I'm like, what am I doing?
Then you looked over your shoulder, and Kate was there, and she shook her head disapprovingly.
No, it's like the opening bass line too. They had an album called Significant Other.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
What's up, Jacksonville? And, yeah, sorry.
That's me.
We're getting a copyright strike from Fred
Did
Durst.
you add Limp Bizkit to your Big Spoon playlist? Thinking about it?
Shut your
Gotta have
face.
faith.
Shut
they
up.
wrote that song.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we're the Dogcast. Like we mentioned before, is a podcast about beer and video games and beer. And this episode is brought to you by executive producers Allison Smith, Brian Ward, Kate Conti, Tyler Keller, and Mark Nino, and also support from listeners such as yourself. To find out how you too can help support us,
Patreon.
you can go to patreon.com/hairthedogcast and check out all our tiers. Just an example: Dylan, Brad, Josh, $3, only $3 a month gets you access to your very own private podcast feed from us, early access to episodes, and no ad versions of our episodes.
Why, that's less than the price of a cup of coffee.
But wait, there's more at a higher quality than you get on the free feeds. So check it out. Yeah,
It's a really
if
shiny.
you pay enough, we'll make coffee for you in your home.
that's right.
I literally will. Yeah.
Check out the
Anybody will do anything for
With
the
or
right
without a
price.
I might be biased, but I do like the private feed. It's nice, and it does sound really good. So you can hear our dulcet, sultry tones. Just to
That
fire
high
it up.
quality audio.
I have a dulcet tone.
But guys,
Me too.
I think it's time we drink some beer.
Let's drink some beer.
So what do we got up first, beer man?
Mr. Tom, we have a beer from Other Half out of New York. I know I brought something from them recently. I think last time. This is another IPA from them, and they are coming to Wisconsin, I think next week or the week after.
Okay, cool.
So, welcome to Wisconsin in a week or two, Other Half.
What up,
These guys are
Wisconsin?
one of the more hype breweries on the social medias and the interwebs. They all say, you don't have Other Half in your fridge? You don't belong in this society.
You're a dope.
Yeah, that kind of beer snob as hell.
You're a slacker.
I don't have money. I'm unemployed. I can't afford it.
Yeah, and yeah, it's probably pricier beer too. But
drink
yeah, so
Burnett's.
this
So
is
you said East Coast.
New York. This is
So this
Green
thing's
City.
made in New York City.
It's made in New York.
New York City.
Get a roll.
Land of Pizza.
All right.
Land of Pizza.
Green City, double dry hop IPA, 7%er.
This smells like a very hoppy beer.
Oh, well, make me happy.
Don't worry. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Really?
Piney.
Yeah, it's more traditional. It is hazy, but it has that
Yes.
traditional flavor.
Yeah, it's like a flatter I don't know. It's not bad.
This is really light, though. I could drink
Yes,
more than a few of these probably in
it
a
is.
row.
It is of a light style.
I'm not
to
more
me.
in the piney side, the earthy type hops, but it's always good to have them once in a while.
Oh, I
It's gonna
love
be
a nice pine.
Yeah,
Like a
but I
mint.
mean, most people tend to like, the hops that are the trendy, popular ones that have like the citrusy, grapefruity, tropical flavors.
That makes sense.
I give it a 6.8 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. We're doing ratings now.
I don't know.
I'm giving it 37 out of 40.
Oh.
It's like you're like Famitsu.
I'm a big Famitsu fan.
Okay, and there has to be 4 of you. Whatever, it's fine.
You got to do the
We're
game.
giving it 2 thumbs.
We
Way
could
up.
literally be Famitsu because
No, you got to do the Game Pro rating.
what the hell's that?
I'm the really wild looking guy.
5.0 with like your hair, like
I give it 2 thumbs up emojis with another person on the side going, "Yes, queen."
Okay.
I gave it a 1 out of 1.3.
Ooh, okay.
Not bad. All right,
pretty
split the
good.
difference, and it comes to a 4. Good job, everybody. Before we get into the news, Brad, you have some sort of box here.
Normally we'd go right into the news, but Twitter user Judge Tempest reached out and wanted to send us something with
An
personalized
actual fan
gifts
mail.
for each of us.
Priority mail, you say?
For each of us?
This is above and beyond.
We're opening the Skechers on the go sandals box here.
Have we screened? Has this gone through
Please tell me it's
customs?
sandals.
Okay, coming up first, we got a Vault Boy bobblehead for Tarm here.
Oh my God! Come on!
Because he knows that Tom is a huge Fallout
I
fan.
love Vault Boy. I almost wear my Fallout shirt again
He
today.
looks like Vault Boy.
Thank
That's
you.
how much he likes him.
Thanks, Dylan. Well, thanks, Judge Tempest. This is.
Am I going to be like Charlie Brown and I get the rock?
I see you.
This is for Josh. I believe this is a Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's a
string
cool
pack.
pack.
Yeah, you got a pack.
That's
Thanks.
cool.
I'm gonna wear this all episode.
Proton pack.
I might put the beers in there and out of there.
All right.
That's better than a fanny pack.
For Dylan.
I got Batman.
He got him a Batman notebook, so he said he
Sick.
could finally take notes for Raw Dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't like taking notes. I'm sorry, but you know what? I will use this. This is pretty cool.
Thanks, Mr. Tempest.
It's got like a
Judge.
It's got like a hard casing that seems like Kevlar. Look at that. Feel that.
You
Put
could
him right
totally
there.
like if you popped a guy in the head with
And
a
Bradley,
corner,
did he buy
that's
you
protection.
a wave bird?
Well, he gave me his old Wavebird because he knows that I have been talking about wanting a Wavebird for my GameCube.
They're very hard to find these days.
Yeah.
I've never used
silver
the
Also for
Wavebird.
Josh, Spirit Guide Ghostbusters edition.
Tobin's.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Whoa! Wow! Wee!
And there's 2 books. One's for Dylan and one's for Tom. They can fight over the regrettable superheroes or supervillains.
Ooh.
I mean, I am definitely more a supervillain guy.
Oh, I will take the superheroes for sure.
I feel like we are the 2 sides of the same coin, Tom.
we are the
So,
same person.
Vince
Yes.
Clortho
Yes.
and
Yin and yang.
Zool.
This is really cool.
This is awesome. Thank you very much. You said Judge Tempest.
Judge Tempest.
Judge Tempest. This is going right on my coffee table. This is so cool.
Thank you so much for reaching out to us. If for any reason you guys want to reach out to us, please do. We would love to talk about anything you bring up on the show.
Absolutely. This is great.
Give
Thanks
you
to
a
all
shout
our
out.
fans.
We love free stuff. And it's good to see that the recession is not hurting everybody out there. So thank you very much for your contribution.
I promise you I'll take some notes in the book.
It's just, every page it says, I'm Batman.
It'll be like, it'll say one word, and then
And then-
afterwards it'll be like, you know what I mean, though.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yes, and a Ghostbusters pin.
All right.
Josh got the pull.
I
Wow.
don't know what I do to deserve this.
Ah, you
Well, I think we should just end the podcast
get
now
us,
because
you get us drunk.
well, how do you follow that? I don't.
We discussed the hottest news in the games industry today.
I guess we could do
and
that.
we dedicate the dang episode to him.
To Judge Tempest.
Judge
Judge
Tempest.
Tempest.
Judge
Cheers,
Tempest.
everyone.
Cheers. Everybody
Click,
at home.
click.
Okay, guys. News. Nintendo.
I heard a few things.
Happy birthday, Super Mario Brothers. 35.
35.
The game can officially run for president.
And we're going to vote for him.
Yes, please.
Seems like the best option.
Kanye, Super Mario Brothers. It's a toss
Oh, they come as a tandem?
I guess.
Kanye's
Yeah.
running for VP for Mario.
That actually is that's
He
killer.
probably would. Maybe.
If he made a decent album in the past 5 years, I'd
To have checks and balances.
Okay, to commemorate Mario's.
Executive order.
I keep thinking it's Mario's birthday. It's not. It's actually the birthday of Super Mario Brothers, the game. And to commemorate this birthday, Nintendo had a direct, and they announced a veritable flurry of new releases.
Boy, did they.
Let's start with this Game & Watch. I don't know, you guys, Dylan. I think you have Game & Watches, don't you?
No, I used to play a lot of them on the Game Boy though, because they used to re-release a bunch of them for the original Game Boy, just on packs. So there's like Game & Watch Gallery Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3, I believe.
And
I had Volume 1 and 2.
And you have the Game Boy Micro, which kind of looks like a Game & Watch.
It's pretty much a Game & Watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this new thing is not using some of the old parts from that they had in a warehouse for old Game Boy Micros. But Nintendo announced an updated replica of an old Nintendo Game & Watch with a color screen and a D-pad that plays the original Super Mario Brothers along with the lost levels. And they mentioned something about this thing having 35 like secrets or little touches. I don't know exactly what that means, but it looked cool. It retails for $49.99.
No.
Oh, you know it's
icky.
Yeah.
That's poopy. I don't like that.
Coming at you November 13th. So
I'm not going to.
Dylan's going to pre-order and
I'll
day one.
I'll get my pre-order in. Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to sell out of everything that they're doing.
Are.
For this.
Absolutely.
But I'll be honest with you. Like, first of all, the Lost Levels is not a fun game.
Oh, not at all.
And also, what secrets? Like 35 secrets? Is it just like, well, we changed the placement of this in the level? It's just like.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I think it's software, maybe like some hardware touches that you can.
I can literally play this on the thing I already own.
8 times
Can you,
over.
though?
A million times.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
okay.
million times.
You can.
But even like the Switch Online, the thing I subscribe to, it's there. Both of those are there. Why am I going to spend another $50 for an LED screen?
Well, it's a collectible thing.
It can only do one thing.
It's this
I
big.
paid $150 for my Japanese.
That's a
Game
breath
Boy
of fresh
Micro.
air. Give me something that
And I
does
can play
one.
all the Game Boys.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
want to spend more money to play an original Nintendo game again.
All right, is anybody going to buy this thing? All in favor say aye.
No.
All opposed say nay.
No.
All right, the motion passes, but it still looks cool. I might get it for the box.
It's, yeah, I mean, you got the Lego Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean,
Which you
it needs
haven't
a
even
brother.
built yet. I'm really upset.
Maybe I did, and I took it apart again.
No, I doubt it.
You're right.
You seem like the kind of guy that would glue your Legos together.
I thought about it.
No.
I still want to put an emulation box in that thing.
You still can. You just don't have to like.
I got the
glue
shit for it. I still got my Raspberry Pi.
Now remember,
Guts.
if you keep that and you keep all the parts, they're still worth money later.
Next, we have Super Mario 35, which is, I believe,
Oh
an
man,
online.
I missed 4 through 34.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, you're right. And Yoshi's Island does not count. So
Oh,
That's-
which one's Super Mario World?
That's
That's
technically
four.
4.
that's 4.
Oh, okay.
Yoshi's Island does not count.
It doesn't. No.
But it's even not like, I mean, like I just consider like Super. You put Super in front. World. It's World. So
Okay,
it's
so
different.
this game is actually called Super Mario 35. This is an online-only competitive battle game. I guess like Tetris 99.
This has my attention. Now it's gonna. I think it's for
Why?
free. It's
Yes.
Yeah, it's a free download for a limited time
for
like,
subscribers.
for
to-
subscribers.
for the $20 a year, or whatever.
Right.
I play Tetris 99 more than I should, and I don't know how it's all going to interact with each other. But like Tetris is a single player as fuck game, and Tetris 99 is fun because it's competitive. You send lines to other players, and I could see them working some very fun mechanics into this. I'm definitely going to check it out and probably play it more than I should.
Yeah.
I'll
I don't
check
know-
it out.
No reason not to like have a cup of coffee and play a few rounds in the morning and just see what's happening there.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
I'm wondering,
I'm ready to
is
get
it
my
the
ass
entire game? Is it like the first 3 levels?
Or do you think they made levels?
No, I don't think so. Not from what I saw.
Yeah.
So it's everyone going to be going to the warp pipes right away?
I don't know. There's how they quantify progress and how they can fuck with other players.
Yeah, you get power ups that can, be a detriment to other players or
yeah.
enhance buff you. Yeah, I don't know. I never did the Tetris 99 thing. I will probably play this for at least 2 rounds more than I played Fall Guys, probably. So maybe 3 rounds.
And I'm going to say this is the first instance of a problem, I think, with this Direct, where they're like, it's only available for so long. It's only available for so long. It's like, can you not? It's something you already have made. Just leave it up.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll definitely get to it.
Yeah,
I have things to
so
say.
this one, this game comes out October 1st, allegedly, and I did not know that this was also one of the timed games.
What a dumb thing to limit. Like if this is as popular as Tetris 99, whatever. It's
Yeah,
keep
I mean, we'll
going.
see what happens.
They'll probably just, if it's popular enough, then they'll just release a full version of it where it costs money.
Nintendo likes their money, eh?
Games as a service. I love it.
Next, commemorating Mario. Did you guys know that Super Mario 3D World is finally coming to Switch
Yeah.
in February of 2021?
I'll buy it.
One of the last remaining Wii U exclusives
It's on Wii
to
U.
finally make it.
It'd be great if this was just part of the other collection they're releasing.
Pikmin 3 is coming out on the Switch now too.
That's more exciting to me.
Pikmin 3
Pikmin 3?
rules.
Really?
I don't even like.
They-
I've never
they
played a Pikmin
soft-
game, but that's more exciting than 3D World.
They literally did a
You guys
soft.
not-
They did a soft announcement of it,
Yeah.
and because I saw it in the eShop, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I looked at it, and then I looked online, and it's just like it was announced, and I'm like, "Where's the news about this shit?" Like, because that's almost a 10 out of 10 game if you want to ask me. I don't know. Just keep going with yeah.
So,
3D World.
any 3D World fans here at all?
Me.
First few levels.
I beat the game and I didn't love it.
Okay.
It was good. It was fine. And the tier of Mario games that is below.
Did you play it multiplayer?
No.
That's the way to play it.
Yeah, this one is a little polarizing. I haven't met or heard anybody say they fucking like absolutely was disgusted by it, but it runs the gamut from people who are really positive on it and then people who are just like, But this version, they're adding online co-op, online
perfect.
multiplayer, so that is nice.
That's the
because
immediate hook.
Yeah,
that is worth the 60 at that
yeah.
point.
The original was only just couch co-op.
Yep.
And if you like cats, this is the game for you. I know I'm speaking. Your
I'm
language,
getting
Brad.
those amiibos.
Brad.
I have 2 cats. I'm not interested in this game.
Yeah. Okay.
You
And
didn't do it, Mr.
What if you played it
Mario.
with me?
I'll play with you.
Okay, I'll buy it and you can play with me.
Couch co-op.
There we go.
in addition to the base game, there's also like a side chapter with Bowser's Fury.
I don't know what that's going to
No,
be, but
it's
it sounds
pronounced
interesting.
Bowser's Furry.
That's
It's
what
he's going to a convention and he's
yeah.
going as a
Cat?
the Dongo.
That's what I thought it was, because if you finish that game, it really ties in with
He finally
Bowser
gets
being a
gets his
furry.
cat furry costume.
Yeah, so
oh, that's perfect.
I'm like,
Honestly,
oh,
I
who
would
are they trying
prefer,
to
I think-
advertise
well,
this to?
Bowser's one of my favorite designs as far as like Mario things go. I just wish they released an amiibo of that because I don't care about Cat Peach at all.
But now, pink gold cat Peach. Now we're talking.
I mean,
No, no.
I take
Fuck
that
you,
back.
Brad.
I like Cat Peach. I like
Cat Peach.
I like the cat
I
versions.
like Cat Toad.
I like the
Oh, okay.
usefulness of the suit more than anything. I like being able to scramble up walls.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a cool thing. But
Well, that's the great part about Mario Maker 2 is that there are worlds based around this without the same. The physics change just a little between that and like the other 3D like 2.5D Mario games, but
Yeah.
the best part is the cat.
It is.
It's the cat suit.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful power up. Best power up in the past, I would say 8 or 9 years.
I enjoyed it, and I did like that final boss fight. I thought that was really clever.
What a wonderful level, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Before we go on to more Mario things, Josh, you just poured another beer.
I'm sorry, Tom, but I poured another beer.
Cowabunga, dude.
Please forgive me. This is Cowabunga with cucumber guava
Dylan's like, "Where?"
and sea salt and hibiscus from the Brewing Project out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
All right.
Eau Claire. All right.
Local natives.
I like you, Eau Claire.
This is a really cool illustration on the side as well, whoever made this.
It's fun, isn't it?
now I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Cowabunga is a reference to a popular show, G.I. Joe.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
I heard
like,
it was Transformers or
American
Mask.
Hero.
Cowabunga is half the battle.
Beetleborgs.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
Big, bad. How's it go?
Big bad Beetleborgs.
Did the
I tried to watch that with Carly the other night.
Beetleborgs.
Is that the one where the bad guy looks like Jay Leno?
No,
That's
it's-
the good guy. That's
and
their.
he's
the
supposed to be Elvis.
He's a support character. He's like a Jay Leno Elvis ghost.
But he looks like Jay Leno, yeah.
Right.
So I watched the first episode.
They're like it's
When
based
it
off of
first
a
came
Japanese
out.
property called VR.
I
Warriors
had
or
some of the
something
toys.
like that.
I thought
really?
The Beetleborgs are cool, but we have a cucumber lime guava sour or something. What do we got here?
Goza?
A goza. I love gozas.
Are you the key man?
I'm not a cucumber boy, if you know what I mean, but let's see how this tastes.
This is good.
Right.
It'd be very refreshing.
I'm gonna tell
Very
you what.
refreshing.
I've never had a goza.
Josh, would you enlighten us on what a goza is?
It's a lighter sour, usually brewed with sea salt, and a lot of times unique
It goes-
items like fruits.
It goes great with pizza.
It goes down pretty easy.
yeah,
This would not go well with pizza, actually.
I might agree.
Yeah.
But
I
Nice fruit salad.
I want to
refreshing.
sit outside under an umbrella and sip this.
I give it a 7.7 out of 24.
Let's talk about this Mario Kart they're releasing because this is
This-
I'm more excited about this than I should
This
be.
piqued
I want
my
to do
interest
my
as well.
rating. Eggplant emoji.
So,
Eggplant emoji, water emoji.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brad, what is this?
Okay, so it's a version of Mario Kart that comes with a remote control car with a camera on the car. If I'm not mistaken, it's $100 for the car and the game, and it comes with like little flag like gates that you need to pass through, and you can set up a course in your house, in your basement.
As long as it's a flat surface.
As long as it's a flat surface, you could probably work in some light ramps here and there. It looks very exciting, and honestly, I could see. I'm more excited about people that are going to put way too much money to make insane, over-the-top things. If somebody had a pop-up bar that just had like 3 really dope courses and 4 switches hooked up, that could be really fun.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of into this.
Me too.
I hate to say it.
I saw that. And I'm like, I want
If
it.
they give me the characters I like, if they give me a Wario one, that's an immediate buy.
I don't see it. I see Mario, Luigi,
Peach,
and Toad.
Yep, I think so.
See that, but then it's a no-go. I mean, Mario maybe.
So right now they're only releasing Mario and Luigi. I think Luigi's going to be the one that sells out probably quicker than
I think
Mario.
they're testing the waters.
If they could program him mean mugging characters and turning his head.
Oh, that'd be great. So yeah, it is like you play it on your Switch. It's an AR style game. So as you're playing, you see the track roll through. You're like the POV above Mario's head as the physical cars racing around. But then you see like the graphical shells go by you, and then if somebody hits you with a shell, your
car
physical
stops,
car
yeah.
stops for like a couple seconds, and so it's almost like playing a game of Mario Kart.
Are we all going to buy this? We have to. Do
I
this,
almost
right?
pre-ordered. I almost had it pre-ordered.
I'm
from
going to wait.
Walmart.
I'm going to wait to see if
And
it
they sold
actually
out.
works.
Yeah, they sold out like that.
Finally, a use for all of those terrible amiibos no one uses. You can just line them next to your course.
Yes,
and it'll
right
be
into-
like you have fans cheering you on.
Yeah,
Terrible. I love them.
exactly.
They look
Amiibos are fine. But the rest of your action figures and everything else, I don't know. It's fun.
So yeah, Walmart put this up for pre-order last week. It sold out almost immediately. Had it in my cart. I was on a walk while it went live, and I didn't have my credit card with me, so I like ran home. I was like 15 minutes away from home, and by the time I got home,
Were you
they're
going to
like,
get all 4 of them?
no, I was going to get the Mario one.
Nice.
Brad said he was going to get the Luigi one. So
Yeah, I believe I will. My buddy Dominic texted me. He said, I want to get it, but I'm not going to spend $350 on it. I'm like, dude, it's only $100. He's like, damn it, I have to get it now.
Well, if he gets
Well, you have to have a
Peach-
Switch, so.
If he gets Peach, I'll get Toad.
Well, Josh, as we remember, wants to make Tom look like Peach. If we go back to the Hot Ones episode.
that's
he's-
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Why haven't you done it yet, Tom?
Because man, that's just
And I
fucking
want
weird.
Dylan to be Dawson.
I
All
would
right, so
love to.
look,
It's kind of racist.
look for that. If we get that, we'll definitely make a video of that
Blackface.
for sure. I got a good.
I mean,
a lot of
I'm-
cement floors here, so
I'm deeply intrigued by it. It might be one of the coolest. Here's the thing. I see a lot of parents buying this for their kid, and then the kid fucking it up, and then being like, "Well, I'm not buying you another one."
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is an adult toy. If that
It
sounds
is,
like
yeah.
anything, but they have in every single like promotion they have, it's always like a 13 or 14-year-old like kid, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck? Where are they getting all this money?
You
I didn't have this.
But you'll need multiple switches to play it with multiple cards,
Kinda like
correct?
Yes.
Final Fantasy Crystal
Yeah, like-
Chronicles.
I mean, that's fine, but I was just thinking this is something that I'd like to take home for Christmas and let my nieces and nephew play with because they'd get a kick out of it. And then they could just have like, my nephew could be an obstacle with his legs, like you have to go through them or something. It could be funny.
Well, did you
sick
know that they
bastard.
already released a bunch of miniature go-karts with remote control for your phone?
Yeah.
That were Mario based?
You know, and why would
Yeah.
I mean? Why don't they just make like a few different carts with the characters be interchangeable, so you could put your own Wario in there? That could be something cool.
Because money.
money. Yeah.
Amiibos, people waste all their money on Amiibos.
$15 though.
Not anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
not
cut that
anymore,
shit
no.
off quick.
I bought a few extra ones that I really wanted, but
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Josh,
Cloud
would you buy
Stripe.
something like that for
Maybe.
Laura?
I want to see. I want to see other people try it 1st. Mm-hmm. I watched a very tiny thing on it. Read a whole sentence of an article. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. It looks neat, but I'll
Yeah.
wait and see what this
Probably
is.
something you end up playing maybe once or twice. You know, or just
Yeah,
show friends.
if you
and-
need space to play it, I don't know how everyone can just do that. So
Also mentioned in the Nintendo Direct, Mario All Stars is now available on Switch Online. I didn't know
Which
it was
is
not
not
available.
good.
So.
No,
that's been available. A
should we
bunch of
update
times.
it? No. Just put it on there and charge a lot.
Now here's the thing: Super Mario Brothers 2 on that is good. Mm-hmm. Every single other one is not, because
You don't like the way they changed the feel?
well they changed the physics for the first Mario Brothers.
That's a crime.
illegal.
That is actually a crime because that's the game that defined physics in platformers. But 3 feels awful. If you can just play like the originals of those,
Which they're
that's
already there,
fine.
yeah.
But 2 looks
2's
really
great.
cool, and they
The updated
really-
music
They
is-
tried hard.
Still, like 13-year-old Tom bought that game day one. Of
course he did.
You know, back in the day. It's good. So good.
Yeah, and it was great because it was all available on your Super Nintendo. Yeah.
The first remaster.
Yeah, and then they released it for the Wii in like this fancy case, and it was just the same fucking game.
Right. I forgot
It
about
was
that.
limited edition.
Yep.
I think I have it on the Wii.
Almost had it.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone that bought it was like, "Wow, this is great." It came with a commemorative coin.
Nobody
Did it?
Nobody
Yep.
thought it was.
I don't remember.
Nobody thought it was.
That's how memorable it was.
All right. And all this led up to the main event, the freebird of the event, if you will. The
Skinner's got a lot of hits.
Super Mario 3D All-Stars for Switch. This is the long-rumored compilation of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and the first Super Mario Galaxy.
Except for the better Mario Galaxy.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't include both Mario Galaxies.
DLC.
I hope it's going to be DLC.
Yeah.
$20 DLC, I'll bite.
That's fine. I'll pay another $24. An HD Super Mario Galaxy 2, I will pay $20.
And some of these games are getting upgrades. Mario Sunshine will have widescreen.
Yeah. Very.
Which you could
They're
already,
minor
which you could already
minor.
technically do.
If you had the HDMI cables,
Yeah.
which no one did.
Yep.
Unless Eon HDMI bought that $150 thing, and boy, Monkey Ball 2 in widescreen looks great in the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
So we all pre-ordered ours, didn't we?
This is a rare instance of every Dogcaster being on the same
Yeah, this
page,
is
pre-ordering immediately.
this is the first time. Yeah, because we all texted each other like right after this thing happened.
For a
Like,
very specific reason.
Yeah. So do you want to
Yeah.
talk about that?
All right, so it's basically going away in March. The digital version. Now the physical version. if they're
February.
Is it February?
February. They give the date. Yeah. But it's
Okay.
February.
Well,
All right.
and there's already a panic about it because the physical releases, people that are pre-ordering from certain spots were actually like, sorry, we couldn't get enough. There's that scarce.
If you if you did not pre-order it that day, probably aren't going to get
Yeah.
it.
This is, according to Amazon, already the second best-selling video game of the year behind Animal Crossing, and this game is not even out yet.
Yep.
So
and it probably will never be able to beat that because physical editions, there won't be enough.
I'll take the physical challenge.
You have to throw 10 pies at your dad who's wearing a bucket on his head.
yeah, so
I'm into shit like that.
Our dad's silly.
all right, so not only is the physical version of this game only available for a limited time, but they're also the digital version, which is fucking unheard of. So, do you guys have any?
Nintendo owns this.
They do.
It's
They
already
literally own this.
all together. All you have to do is leave it up and people will keep buying it.
I literally don't understand actually what's going on here. Is something tied up in the licensing? Because
No.
I literally don't understand.
It's tied up in the money.
No, okay. I noticed
Is this them being too greedy?
Well, I noticed this back on
They're trying
VHS
shit
tapes
out.
and DVDs for Disney movies before.
Oh, yeah.
They said, we're going to
They're Disney
re-release this Little Mermaid. This is the last time we're releasing it. It's going to be on DVD. It's the full version, and we're locking it away
All
in the
the nude
vault.
scenes.
And there's this Disney vault somewhere that even Tom Cruise can't fucking break into. Joker and An and Ryuji are trying to go into Walt Disney's Dream Palace, and you can't get through those fucking guards.
Yeah,
But-
reference, man.
But I think it's just like it's only available. Buy it now, and they're going to force everyone to buy it now.
yeah.
And then
I
they're
think they're
going to
gonna
parade it
still
back
do it.
out in
Yeah.
2 years
1 year
on the
with Super Mario Galaxy 2.
on the Switch Espresso.
Probably.
point
Only way to get
2.0.
Switch espresso. That's good.
That's actually
It's not a bad name, right?
No, it's
Switch
not.
Espresso. I think they're going
On the go gaming for the on the go lifestyle.
I think
mean,
they
that's
want
what the light is.
I think they want to sell these separately right after they take the compilation off the market and charge like $5 or $10 extra for some of the games.
To me.
There, you could say, yeah, it'll be Mario 64 for like $25-$30. Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine.
40.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This does not bode well for the future of what anyone wants or what we're doing. The future of consumerism in video games, this is just
Yeah.
proving that, listen, I love Mario. I love Mario. He's my
I
favorite.
see it in your eyes.
I
You see it in
do.
his eyes?
Like, I've got the fucking shine. The shine sprite.
He's got the shine.
Shining.
The shine sprite in my eyes. Can you see him? But this reeks of just the worst aspects of what video games are. And
Fucking Nintendo, man.
I'm like, make the product, sell the product. This thing could sell as much as it's going to sell anyway, because if everyone with a fucking Switch has it, then cool.
Yeah.
But they just want it right away. They want their money now. When listen, I have Nintendo stock. If I could show you how quickly they bumped through the ranks after Animal Crossing was released,
Well,
it
hey.
would blow your fucking
Hey,
mind.
as-
You could attend the shareholder calls. I want you to raise this up with them.
I only own 2 stocks.
I will say this:
You can still.
Can I really?
the amount
You're a
of
shareholder. Fuck yeah.
the amount of fun, creative,
I didn't know that.
Takes on Mario that this company is releasing. They are still doing a lot of really great things for gamers. We got Pikmin, we got a new Zelda we'll talk about probably in a little bit. If they want
It's
to do a
not. It's a
few,
Muso game.
well, whatever. If they want to do a few business tactics to try and sell more copies now and then sell more later in a different way, they're a company that I want to make money.
Yeah.
At least Nintendo is thinking about. I mean,
No, I
themselves.
don't want to be the pandering like nut licker. I really don't.
It's tough.
I can't.
This is like
I don't think I'm
I
not trying
had
to.
to.
The only nuts I'll lick are Luigi's, like not Mario's.
Yes, I know your fetish, your specific
Yeah.
fetish.
Yeah,
Mustachioed
He's
men.
taller.
little insecure brothers. Like what? They call
got
it
a
greed.
complex.
There's
Yeah.
a reason.
I don't know. I mean, they are a company, and they are still putting out a lot of really fun, exciting products.
Fine.
I don't think what they're doing is in the scheme of things, not gross compared to almost everyone else. It is a negative step, but I'm not offended by them yet.
Yeah.
I am mildly disappointed in them, but also, I mean, they lost Reggie.
They did.
We're all sad about that.
I'm still pissed about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Reggie would
GameStop
never
is
let this
releasing
happen.
its first console, the Reggie 3000.
Yeah.
The Ouya 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
It would have been nice. Mario 64, I don't think even has like a camera fix for the notoriously outdated, horrible camera.
Better.
I think the snap is better. I think I did read something about that.
Okay, well, at least that would be a start. But to not even have like a remake or remaster, especially after Super Mario Odyssey, to see the Mushroom Kingdom rendered at the end of that game,
But it didn't look like it. I mean, it was just another like floaty island. But
no, but when you see that castle, you're like, oh shit.
it kind of gets at your heart.
This is
I understand.
yeah. There's a lot of nostalgia.
This is personally going to be my very first time beating Mario 64. I've only ever played the first level maybe
Oh, really?
30 times at friends' houses. I've never beaten the first world of Mario 64.
Yeah.
So, I know. Isn't that strange to you, Dylan?
The Bob-omb Hill or
Bottom
whatever.
Hill, yeah.
So I'll give you guys my full critique of whatever the camera system feels like, because I hope it's at least modernized a little bit. Because also Sunshine's camera
It's
is
in
lacking.
720p.
It's notoriously dogged. But the difference is that they're the ones who innovated, as far as I know, they innovated the where you can see Mario's shadow behind a wall. So the platforming became less difficult, even if the camera wasn't
Because you could
working
see
for
what-
you, because
yeah.
you could kind of see what you were doing.
Gauge your jumps. I'm looking forward to giving Super Mario Sunshine another chance. I know that I was not hot on it when it came out.
I've
If
never
Mario
played
wasn't
it.
attached to it, it would be one of your favorite GameCube games.
I'm going to do a hot take and say it's got one of the best soundtracks of the Mario series.
Yeah.
That fun little vacation
Yeah. And that is probably one of the coolest bells and whistles that they are including is a
Yes.
music player for all the games.
Cool.
So that's nice.
Although Smash Brothers does, and honestly, I played the music player 10 times, and I've never. It's cool. I love it.
It's great you have it.
But I'm
Yes,
never going
it's
to
there.
plug my headphones
never
into with
just
my
jam
Switch
into
and
it.
just walk
Right.
around oh yeah, Metroid.
No.
All right. Well, that was that was kind of like the big announcement. Everyone was kind of waiting for it. It had been rumored for a while. I'm glad it's coming out. It comes out this Friday if you're listening to it. So this podcast is out on Friday. Just go buy it.
It's really this Friday. Oh, you're right. Wow,
Yeah.
time. How it flies.
Go get it. I'm looking. It's gonna be my
I'm
weekend.
only getting
game.
it on We're getting it on Monday, though.
Brad, you mentioned there was a Zelda, not in this direct, but there was another
A mini
announcement.
direct, a couple days later
Was it
in
a
the
mini?
morning.
Was it a mini direct or was it just like a
It's
fucking
like a trailer drop?
It's like a
marketing.
showcase.
I don't know. I'm personally one who doesn't care for the Dynasty Warriors style of game, which it's somehow become a style of game. What did you
Muso.
call it?
It's called Muso.
Muso, yeah.
What is exciting is that the art style for Breath of the Wild looks great.
Yeah.
It takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild, so you have all your heroes, and it's recognizable.
Yeah.
This is the most excited I could be about a Muso style game. I'm still not excited, but
You know, like One Piece Pirate Warriors, Brad?
I heard Persona 5 Scramble. The Persona has its own version of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, not in
It
America,
never came in
though.
America, but fine.
Whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, they dropped this, and I was like, it's a really nice looking trailer and a really nice looking game that I'm not excited about because I don't care for that style of game.
yeah, I feel the same way.
Never played the first Hyrule Warriors game, to be honest with you.
The only reason I like Muso games is because you can copy paste almost any property into it, and it still makes sense as long as you kind of know what's going on. Like a Dragon Ball Z game could be a Musou game. One Piece does really great as a Musou game, and it's one of the few video games of One Piece that actually works and feels good to play. So it's just like I kind of see it as like a template that almost anything can just be slapped on top of.
Sure.
Now, if you're going to tear at my heartstrings, and I really love the champions in Breath of the Wild, I really love them. I think they're really great designs. I wanted
that
the
prince
amiibos.
is pretty hot. Fish Prince?
But he's not going to be in that.
Are you talking about the male or the female?
Sidon. It's Sidon.
Yeah.
I like the volcano.
Mifa
dude.
will be. Mifa.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
the Garuda.
I like Mifa.
There's Darun, the Goron, and then there's Rivali.
Rivali.
Yeah. And I'm excited to play as them, and they're re-releasing the amiibos, which I'll fucking buy. But like,
You shill.
Sucker.
you're right. I can't
Got
deny
Mark
that.
Zuckerberg over here.
Oh, burp, burp, burp.
Zuckerberg.
So this is coming out. This is basically the last Nintendo game coming out this year, right?
This
coming
is
out in November.
This is devastating to me.
Okay.
They just have nothing. They really don't have anything.
They're gearing
this
up for that
holiday.
Switch Pro, baby. Next year they're coming out hot.
Well,
Metroid Prime 4.
So one of like the notable Nintendo leakers who got like all of these other things right before these came out said there's going to be an upcoming announcement for Super Mario RPG 2 made by Square Enix. And I was
Get
like,
the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
out of here! I just don't believe
but
that.
this is like someone who's gotten every reveal
I know,
right out of
I
like the
know.
last 20 things, and I was like,
Out in
After-
2035.
Brad, after you sent that text to me, I literally looked it up. I went on Reddit. I went onto all the little secret stuff that accurately predicted like the shape of the new consoles and everything.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was just like, "There's like." He's kind of saying it's going to be called something else. It's not going to be called RPG.
Final Fantasy 16.
Super Mario Crystal
With Mario.
Chronicles.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm like, yeah, I guess they did say it, and I'm surprised it wasn't reported on more because all that other shit gets reported on like crazy.
Yeah, I never.
I talked earlier. I talked in like May before the Origami King was like announced. I said, "Oh, there's going to be another Paper Mario," because that's the same person who said that though.
Well, but yeah, like Mario RPG 2 could be a much smaller team.
I would be so jazzed for this
At
because I
Square.
think,
Oh man.
well, it
If they,
depends
if
on
they
who's
wanted to
doing
like adhere to the old art style.
John Eric Bentley, the voice of Mario.
I love you so much, John. You were
Do
so
it.
cool.
it. I prefer Troy Baker.
We're gonna
Mario.
start this. Yeah.
What do you mean they stole the princess?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was your Nintendo news for the week. Before we get into the next thing, Josh,
Tom.
beer,
Weird Pop.
weird pop.
Weird Pop.
They call it soda in some places.
Same brewery, the Brewing Project out of Eau Claire. This is a cream ale with blood orange and jalapeno.
I love jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno in beer is fun.
Yes.
I
Jalapeno
hope
business.
it has a decent spice.
Because I recently had a spicy beer from a local Milwaukee brewery, a kind of local brewery, and it wasn't spicy at all, and I was very
That's always
really?
Did it still
this.
taste okay?
I don't.
It tasted fine, but it wasn't spicy.
Is it the
I'm
place
not cool with
thinking of?
using
Yes.
pepper in beer, and there's no zing.
Right.
What's the
There's
point?
yeah. I think it's really hard to get a good amount of pepper in a beer.
Now, I don't get a lot of heat, but I get all of the jalapeno flavor.
Can you get it on your lips though?
I get the pepper flavor. I don't get
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
heat,
it.
but I get all the pepper flavor, which is really nice.
This is really good.
There's a tiny
This
zing.
is
Oh, this
really
is way
fun.
better than I thought it'd be, actually.
This is awesome.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
11 out of 10.
It's like
we got a winner finally.
It's like fucking
Oh,
orange
I feel a little bit
juice.
of heat.
I'm
It's a
ranked
little-
fucking rule.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
ahead and rank this as a Super Mario 3D All Stars that includes Galaxy 2.
All
wow,
right.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes, it's that
with
good.
dog
It just broke the
furry
internet.
suits too.
Yes.
And not
I can
just
kind of-
cats.
With dog furry suits, where you can shit anywhere you want.
I'll give it an actual Zelda sequel.
A piece of the Triforce. Yeah, after a couple sips, you can actually, I can feel a little bit of the
heat's
heat
there.
rising. Yeah.
I don't get any of it.
I get a bit,
Just
give
slam
it a
it.
give it a pepperoni at a salon.
I get it towards the back.
It says taste the oh
And what's this one called again?
yeah oh.
It's called,
yeah.
It's called Weird Pop. It's
Weird
by The
Pop.
Offspring.
By Crazy Taxi soundtrack.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi.
Okay.
When are we getting a Crazy Taxi sequel that no one wants?
Actually,
I
a Crazy
want it.
Taxi sequel would be fine.
I want it to be an
If it's like
arcade
a-
game
like a-
first.
If it's like a $15
I think you gotta go
Like a
more
reboot?
ridiculous.
When was the last time there was an arcade game that was like, you got to go to arcades to play this? Like I remember when the new Halo like 4-player thing came out.
One.
That was like a thing.
Killer Queen.
Killer Queen's a
Pac-Man Battle Royale is pretty awesome. I don't know when that came out.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great
you
game.
can play it forever.
All right. That's a great beer. A nice beer to go into this next story. Thanks to a late night tweet which seemingly leaked the Xbox Series S, causing Microsoft to confirm the new console and just basically come out with most of their launch details in the middle of the night. This ends the standoff between Sony and Microsoft to see who could withhold vital information from the general public the longest. So I don't know if you guys had followed this at all, but this leak tweet came from Windows Central last weekend, so Labor Day weekend, and basically said like, hey, here's the Xbox Series S and here's a trailer video of the console.
I liked Xbox's response. They just posted that meme of that. I don't even know, like that puppet.
The puppet
character
giving a side eye?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
I will say this: the Xbox Series S, I do not like the console design. That like black circle.
Did you know that it was like when they had one of the Xbox execs on like do a video?
Phil Spencer.
It was in the fucking background.
Yes.
That
Yep.
is crazy to me. It's just like I forgot. I guess it's like,
No,
you think that was on purpose?
He meant to.
I don't know.
Right.
I think he's got a lot on his plate.
Find the
It
tiny
could be.
speaker.
Okay, but who puts their consoles up on a bookshelf with their books?
So right
it
after
looks like
that,
a book.
It does look like a book.
right after that tweet came out, Xbox tweeted the side eye puppet meme. If you're on Twitter at all, you know that meme. And then
What's a meme?
a meme?
It's called
Mimi.
Mime.
It's Bolivian, and they basically came out with another tweet that said like, all right, I guess here it is. You know, let's just announce it now. Middle of the night. I thought they handled it pretty well, and then they gave some of the details of the console that everybody had already knew was coming because it had been on controller packaging out in the wild for a while now. So this is the entry level version of their next gen console. So it is not targeted to support 4K necessarily. They said it resolutions up to 1440p at 120 frames per second with a GPU that is 4 teraflops and supports ray tracing.
You know what's odd is new consoles coming out with two versions: the light version and the heavy version. I understand the discless versus the disced to save some costs, but to have different specs on the inside is a new thing.
It is a new thing
Yes.
in the console space. In the computer space, this has been happening since fucking
The dawn of computers.
The dawn. Just kidding. Probably even before that. It has the same processor as its bigger brother, the Xbox Series X. It's a 3.6 gigahertz AMD, and it does, I think, 3.4 gigahertz multi-threaded. So they share that in common, and they are both almost the same speed. Like you said, Brad, this version of the Xbox is all digital, so no disk drive at all, and it uses the same. Other than that, it uses the same SSD technology as the Series X, but this has a 512 gigabyte hard drive instead of the larger 1 terabyte hard drive.
500. Wait, how much?
You can store one Call of Duty on it.
That's bad.
But you can't play your digital video discs and compact discs on it?
It's digital only.
No,
and it comes
and
with
your-
that big a thing.
Your CD plus G's, forget about it.
Gee golly.
No karaoke discs.
What am I supposed to play those on?
We don't know how they're going to compress the sizes of these next gen files, though.
Oh.
Let's be fair.
We'll be fair, but also instead of giving my homie Chambray a gift card with his thing I raised, I'm just going to buy him a 10 terabyte hard drive, just have hooked up to it, so he can have his games downloaded.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it's digital only,
Right.
you can't store that many games on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a pain point for this. Otherwise, pretty decent value. And when I say value, this thing is launching at $299. And they also confirmed that the Xbox Series X will be launching at $499 on November 10th.
Which
And-
means that's the price that PS4 has, or PS5 has to do as well.
You would think.
Yeah. that's
I don't
what
think they can
rumors-
get away with 600.
Yeah. So do you know about the financing options?
So it's like $35 a month for the Series X, and
Yep.
it's maybe like it's around 15 something for. You're supposed to be able to pay it off within 2 years, and then there's whether or not they release another one. There are like upgrade like programs you can go into as well,
Okay.
kind of like a phone.
Yep.
Do you have to get it through Microsoft to do the upgrade options?
Yeah. So you got to go through their support, but that's pretty much it. There aren't going to be like GameStops that help you with this process, from what I understand. But it's their system of sending in your broken console is actually pretty efficient as it is, in my opinion. Yeah. So I think that's fine.
How bizarre that you'll be able to trade in a version of a console when the next one comes out, like an iPhone.
I think it's the wave of the future.
No, I think it's a good thing, but this is something new as well.
This also plays into having the two different consoles, the baby and the big boy.
It's also about $15 less at the end of it.
If you finance?
Yes, if you do the financing, if you do the math.
Why wouldn't you finance
that? So to Dylan, your
I
point.
hate paying bills.
Let's caveat this to you have to be approved to get the deal, but it's $25 a month for this Xbox Series S for 2 years, and that comes bundled in with Game Pass Ultimate. And
it comes bundled with Game Pass Ultimate if you do this financing?
Yes.
This is the best fucking deal.
It's fucking awesome. It's pretty good.
You think
and then,
it's a corporate elaborate scheme.
And it's $35 a month for the Series X, like Dylan said.
Maybe.
For 2 years, and assuming Ultimate right now is $14.99, minus tax. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you do the math, you end up paying less for the console. Yeah, it was like $480 for. Yeah. You end up paying for the Xbox.
I did the math. I had to do the math myself just to find out. It's like with tax, it's about $385.70 something.
Okay, yeah,
it's right in that range though.
It is. For these curious times of COVID, I think this is a very savvy consumer-facing move.
So think about it this way, though: they're actually making money long term, because when someone buys a car and they're paying it off over a certain amount of time, eventually that car depreciates in value no matter what. But they're still getting the same amount of money for it as you move along in time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you bought something in like 2015, it's not going to be the same thing as it would be worth in 2017 when you're done paying this off. Just as an example of a time frame. I think this is extremely intelligent. And then when you want to upgrade, maybe you get a discount. But that discount's not going to hurt them. They were still making money off you to begin with. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I actually think this is really cool. I mean, it might make me get one.
Are they going to re-release Skyrim on here, though? That's the only thing that really matters.
Oh, The Witcher's coming out again. Mm-hmm. So.
I was like, when does Grand Theft Auto 5 come out? I'm like, it's not the 2021.
Have you looked at Game Pass, though?
Game Pass is the shit. Plus, I mean, they're also including, EA Pass, which that just gives you like, here's your ticket to buy shit you don't need.
Yep. So EA Play is now being rolled up into the Game Pass subscription for no additional cost. So that's pretty cool if you're into playing some of the EA's back catalog. EA does not release their new games immediately on their EA Play, but you can play like last year's Madden and then like Dead Space and Mass Effects and
I saw
whatever
Madden.
they have. I haven't checked to see what's on the.
I've played a few on there. It's
but
cool.
Can we agree? Like people keep saying, like Game Pass is like one of the best.
It is
one of the best values in gaming.
Might be the best.
I would
agreed.
I'm going to be like, I want to say like, show me something that's better.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. What is it, like $10 a month right now? And I've been
15 for the standard.
Well, 15 for Ultimate. That's what I'm paying.
The amount of games that I've played because of that I wouldn't have played otherwise.
I don't realize.
I would not have invested into Nier Automata but without really knowing more about it. But it was free. But it wasn't free, but I had Game Pass, so it was essentially like always there. And Dylan, it's just like he told me with a knife to my throat like 10 times, like, you're going to play this game. And I did. And thank God, because it's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yes.
But if it wasn't for Game Pass, I would not have taken a risk on a game that turns out I love, but it was a risky purchase. It would have been a risky purchase not knowing that.
Yeah.
And then you also factor in the cost of getting into a new generation if you're interested in getting the consoles this fall, the upfront cost of the console itself and then buying games on top of it.
Well, financing even saves me $15. That's an obvious choice. I don't even upgrade my phone until my phone's like dead. So like, even if they come up with something slightly better, they've already proven that they're going to keep the Xbox One support going too. So you're basically just buying
for at least the first year.
But a little like you're making like a piece. You're making a choice of upgrading a PC essentially at the start. You're giving yourself a little bit of leeway for the next version, and you can start this at any time anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't really technically see a ton of downsides, and I bet with the way they're financing, they're getting deals from like the way that credit works. Like the credit card companies probably they're making a pretty good deal
probably-
of cash
yeah.
from that as well. And so I think they're incentivized to go along with this.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's interesting.
And I mean, Xbox has made a lot of really wise decisions with everything that just came out. Bundling in Game Pass with your $25 a month or whatever you're paying for your system, depending on which one you get. Very smart. There's still the fact that the PlayStation 5 is going to have much better exclusives. I mean, I'm going to get both of them. I mean, I think a lot of us are probably going to get both of them very soon.
Yep.
But it's just, it's amazing how Xbox is so shrewd at everything they're doing, except bungling their Bungie baby.
But I think they've got some shit in the trigger that they're not telling us about.
I don't think so.
I think they do.
I think
a million
they-
times.
I don't
Yes.
think they do.
They well, you hate Xbox, Josh. We
I
know
wouldn't
this.
own one if I
He
hated
calls it
it.
So,
a Xbox.
I'm disappointed in them because they.
Do you think this is? Do you? What do you think of like the payment plan? What do you think about the Series S?
It's fine.
Will you?
If it saves money, yeah.
Because I'm thinking, okay, even if you're a PS5 player exclusively, you pick up a Series S for like $25 a month just to be your Game Pass machine. You know, that way you can kind of like just play what's on there.
I can fit most of. So I bought an
wondering if
original
people will do
Xbox
that.
One off of eBay,
Mm-hmm.
like the first version without the Kinect, obviously, but it's 500 gigs. Now I can fit most of the shit I want to play on that, and then for the most part, you can kind of be like, well, I'm not playing this anymore, and you can delete that and put something
Yeah.
else on. It's really not that difficult of a decision because when you're done playing the game, it's over. You're kind of just going to be done with it anyway. I don't need to have a giant library. I'm kind of more interested in buying the game or playing the games.
Some people have data caps. Some people don't have good connections.
Right.
Yep. That's
And to just
very
switch
true.
over from a game, and if you want to be up to date on your Fortnites or whatever, those certain games have massive fucking downloads for patches and for updates.
Oh, let me tell you.
Depends. Warzone
Warzone is crazy.
Yeah.
Brad, before we move on, you did mention Bungie, and we almost had some breaking news this morning.
Yeah?
Regarding Bungie, I don't know if you had gone on the social medias, but rumors had started swirling today that Microsoft was or had reportedly been in recent talks to reacquire Bungie, which I thought was funny because we had talked about that in the last episode. Like, how much money would it take to bring Bungie back? But
What, to remake Destiny as an exclusive?
well, the CEO of Bungie came out and said this is false. But there are other people who are supposedly in the know that say Microsoft's trying to do something with Bungie to get like some exclusive. Also, the other rumor was the reason that they weren't able to reacquire Bungie was because the talks fell through because the acquisition was going to be too expensive. Which I don't know about that.
Sorry to let you go, baby. Just hang out. Go see some pizza.
So
Hey, babe.
Remember Halo 2?
Got to play as an alien man and the Master Chief.
Shit was great.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I was kind of hoping this was true, but not because I don't give a shit about Halo. But I think
Bungie
needs a win. I feel like they like
Bungie is such
Okay,
a
we need to
talented
win.
developer that I don't okay, so if you played the Destiny when it first came out, that game was kind of horseshit, but it felt so good to play.
The gameplay, the guns,
Yes.
and the world,
Yep.
polished, perfect fun.
The platforming made sense, which is bad. Crazy.
The implementation, though, fell so short.
Yeah.
And I don't know if even if Bungie were to go back, to get me back in their good faith would be hard. It's like trying to bring a band back together like the Beatles or something. It's like, I don't know. Led Zeppelin did do their reunion show in 2007, which is fucking awesome.
Celebration Day.
Yeah,
fucking great.
amazing. But I don't think
I'm sweating thinking about it.
once people are estranged, if you don't have Marty O'Donnell, don't make another fucking Halo game. If you don't have Joe Staten, if everyone's not like, we're gonna put our past hatreds behind and make a game together and keep the core what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible. And I mean, Bungie's this unwieldy big.
They're huge. Yeah.
And they still have talent. They still have good people in charge. But I don't know. If you don't have, John, Paul, Ringo, and George, if you don't have all of them, it's not going to be a Beatles song. It'll be,
You can
granted,
do it. Fuck Ringo.
Paul
but, yeah.
McCartney made some good music, but
Shut
it's not
up.
the same.
Let's get rid of John.
I heard a song about
Ooh. All right.
An octopus. That's what it is.
Yes.
Love Octopus's Garden. Thank you.
Anyways, we'll see what happens. Like I said, there are still rumors that try to do some kind of deal for something, maybe an exclusive or a Game Pass or their next IP, maybe. I don't know.
It's probably it has to be a new IP because if they're still developing for Destiny.
Yeah, they're not going to take that exclusive.
No, they can't. They literally cannot.
Oh, and on a related historical note, Halo Reach was released today, back in 2010, and this was Bungie's final Halo game.
And it was
Quite a reach.
It was the old reach around, as they call it.
Dingy.
It was it was one of the last times I got chills from a title screen. It was probably the last time I got chills from just like a game booting up in the title screen.
Yeah, I think we're around the same age, and around this time I started. I still had like that in me. I would get like excited. I'd see like a video game thing I loaded in, and it would just be like, "Oh my god!"
I didn't think that Halo was doing that for me anymore. I didn't anticipate Reach, but then I just like, oh, Reach is out, and I got it midnight. And I just went out on a whim and got it, and I put it in, and like the title screen came up.
Yeah,
and it just felt so like new and next gen. I was like,
nice.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right,
awesome.
And Reach was a very big deal, and the reason I'm
informed
sad
who you
about
were.
Bungie is because I loved you so much, Bungie, and you're not who you used to be, but I still am fond of you.
Oh, great.
everyone fails eventually, baby.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
right.
watching Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, it makes you sad about some relationships. I still like you, Bungie, but you fucked up.
That's a great analogy. Josh?
Oh, shit, Tom. What's up?
All right. What are we drinking?
Oh,
shit!
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I'm in trouble, guys. Beer from Phase 3 out of Illinois. The brewmaster from More Brewing went on to do his third phase of brewing, and this is that. He makes a
Leveled up.
lot of very good stuff. I did a Phase 3 beer for my new Trube episode.
Excited. Check it out.
Yeah, and this is a creme.
It's creme, yeah.
Creme. It is a double dry hop, double IPA,
An apostrophe means you go
with milk,
when
sugar,
you
and
say it.
oats. The oats give it a nicer body. Same with the milk, sugar, a little sweetie.
I do like oat IPAs.
Oh, yeah. This is
Nice.
Citra. I can't even read this. Meshuggah, the band, and Galaxy Hops.
Meshuggah the band?
I can't read it.
A lot of
It's
hops.
written- it's written in
we've got a double
Medusa.
India Pale Ale with oats and milk sugar.
Tastes like sweaty.
So like lactose.
Oh.
So it's a milkshake IPA. Without
DDH Citra,
double dry hopped.
Medusa, Galaxy.
Galaxy Hop. Meshuggah.
to which I say, Meshuggah!
I give it 4 Fallout Boys out of 5.
It's a good Fallout Boy.
I give
I'm
it
not sure what that means then, because they've got some bangers.
I give it 3 Soulflies out of Cold Chamber.
You know what I like? I like this. It's interesting. It's not. It
little
doesn't
sweet.
have the level of richness I want from a beer, but I enjoy it all nonetheless.
I'll rank this
It's
as a
unoff-
Halo
yeah,
3
it's
ODST.
inoffensive.
Yeah, it's Halo 3 ODST.
It wasn't what I was expecting, but
Which
I
is
still
coming to Game
enjoy it.
Pass next month.
for the PC. For the PC.
Oh, really?
It's already available for the Xbox
Okay.
One users.
We own it, man.
Okay, I mean, you two have never played Halo games. Really, you tried.
2's okay. I actually went through the campaigns of 1, 2, and 3. So
Yeah, and I think multiplayer is where Halo shines. But all that aside, is there any more news?
Blood
Tom?
Gulch.
Blood Gulch.
GameStop is slated to close 400 to 450 stores this year, with more closures coming in 2021. This is over the 300 stores that it originally anticipated
Better
closing.
trade in Origami King soon.
And despite an 800% increase in their online sales this year, its revenue came in below expectations and sending their shares down 10%. And they're currently trading, as of today, at $6.71.
I bought some.
per
I was
share.
going to say.
Did you really?
Yes.
Today?
Well,
Yeah,
that's when you buy
it's
it.
still going through, but
What?
I bought about 4 shares of GameStop.
So
Fuck yeah, man.
How does this make you guys feel? Like, I know
Hostile takeover.
GameStop has a lot of like hatred from like the hardcore
Well,
gaming
it used to be
community.
like 15.
I don't have
yeah.
too much animosity for
I don't
them.
either. And it's like, you want to
Reggie
give your
turns it
business to Walmart and Amazon, or you want to give it to GameStop?
The only
feel.
animosity I have is being accosted when trying to check something out. That experience,
It's
when they try to
disgusting.
upsell you,
Oh, yeah.
like, just makes me never want to step foot in a fucking GameStop.
That's why I had
Walmart
a
does that
GameStop.
sometimes.
But
That's
why
Walmart,
everyone
you
I
can't
prefer.
buy used games.
No.
And if I want
Used to.
if
Used
I
to, yeah.
if I just want to pop in and maybe find a very cheap Mass Effect 3, maybe without even having a case for like $5, I can just pop into a
Yes.
GameStop and there's a pretty good chance they'll have something like that.
And there's a lot of people that want it, like, trade in games. That's part of their currency of buying new shit. you
I
know?
mean,
They
as
do
long
get
as,
ripped off, but that's their choice.
as long as you
it
can
is.
firmly say like, nope, I'm good, just browsing.
Yeah.
And as long as you can say that firmly once, you won't have to say it again. Get a bunch of tattoos and grow a beard.
I
It
just
helps
wish I could
just
do that.
telling people to fuck off.
Yeah, man. I wish I had that gene, and I just can't. And
You're way too nice.
Tom,
for
you
that
talk for 30 minutes about the efficacy of like a Dynasty Warriors Zelda game when you go into GameStop.
That's right. Excuse me. Hear ye, hear
They-
ye.
well, so that's the thing. I would find a GameStop that I liked, and I would literally say to myself, I will never go to another GameStop, because when I enter there, they know exactly what the fuck's going on. I'll give them the 5-star rating, whatever the fuck they want. You remember when they used to give that to you on your receipt or whatever? They knew I would do it every single time, and I'm like, listen, man, I
Like,
understand.
go fill out the survey shit?
Yeah.
Or- okay,
I understand the working man's plight. I'm going to give you something even though you can't sell me something. And it would literally be like, I understand you. I get it. When I was young, when I was like 15 or 16, I wanted to work at an EB Games so badly. And now it's just like the most unattractive thing I could ever think
Yeah.
about.
Oh, same here.
working
Yeah.
for it. And so there's a part of me also that it's just like, you're just trying to do your thing and make your money. Like, I know what a salesman is. I'm still a salesman. So it's like, all right, just go for it, man.
Yeah.
But don't give it to
I
me.
think you'd make a great GameStop.
Oh, I
employee.
would. I know. But I
Because
would.
you wouldn't accost people
No.
coming in, but they said, can you tell me about the Switch? And you're like, yeah, I can fucking tell you about this.
I need a
Like,
manager.
what games do I need
Dylan?
for my child? And I'm like, well, there's like new Super Lucky's Tale. That's a really good one. It's kind of like Banjo-Kazooie.
You did be talking about indie games, and she's like, I just need the Mario. I'm like, but have you heard about Hotline
And then I
Miami
literally,
2?
I just put on Super
you
Mario
played
Odyssey on
Okami?
the table, and then there's there's Mario Kart 8, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
you're good.
Well, that's the news, guys. Let's
Yep.
go ahead and take a quick break, and we can listen to some of these neat shows from the Greenlit Podcast Network, and we'll be back with what we're playing, and we're going to talk some indie games. That's our topic of the show.
Let's go for it.
All right, stay tuned. Greenlit.
Video Death Loop is a podcast where we watch a short video clip on loop until we just can't take it anymore. Along the way, we'll try our best to make each other laugh and to hold out longer than the other guy. You can jump in on any episode, no need to worry about continuity. Check out Video Death Loop on the Greenlit Podcast Network with new episodes every Friday.
Welcome to Casual Magic, the show where we explore the fun side of Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Shivam Putt, and each week we delve into everything from casual format to explorations of creatures and card types to interviews with designers of the game. At Casual Magic, we believe that it just isn't Magic without the Gathering. Come along and play.
And we're back. Hey.
This joke has gone on too far. Let's be serious, guys.
I know. Dylan, you're starting your stand-up career?
Yeah. Why did the noob cross the road?
I don't know.
To get to the other guide.
Oh, video game humor.
That's actually pretty good. I don't mind that joke.
But also women be shopping.
Welcome back to Hair of the Dogcast.
Lord, they shop.
We're still drinking the beer. We're still talking about video games. And we're pouring a brand new beer here.
This time our buddy Brad is pouring.
I brought this one. This is one of my... Well, there's a version of this that is one of my favorite beers of all time that we go together like from 1840. Now, this is the new one that just came out, and I haven't tried this one yet. I don't know what the difference is. Josh probably knows more than me.
This is grape, right?
Peanuts, Concord grape, and milk sugar. It's a PB&J inspired pastry sour. This is more nutty than I'm used to.
No, it hits you with a
like
bit of
it.
sour, and then it like drops you back down with that peanut butter.
I want even
That's
more
really good.
nutty. I haven't even tried it yet.
If I was going to make a peanut beer, I'd call it Sherman Clump after the Nutty Professor.
Because everyone wants to think about like farting people when they drink beer.
All right, we're going to talk about games we played, and we have a special treat. Dylan,
Yes.
you're going to give a game review.
Yes, I am. Brad got contacted by an indie developer, which is our subject for today, and they sent us a Steam code for a game that they had made. They're a developer. They're called Robot Atomico, and I really didn't want to influence my review by looking up anything else. I looked at them on Steam and I saw they
You
had
have
one
integrity.
review. Well, yes, but I also want to judge things on its own merit. I didn't want to know what else they had made so I could go and try that and figure out, I played this game. The first thing I'll say is that immediately I was pretty impressed with the presentation. It has a lot going for it in terms of atmosphere. What they have going is this really cool kind of like VHS start screen, and it kind of gets you into it. I had the other
Blood
guys
Dragon.
watch a trailer for it that they had on Steam, so it's presented by them, and it's really nice. However, the art style is a little, I would say, rudimentary. As far as the story goes, it's not meant to be a great big thing. It's about a zombie in space, pretty much. There's a story where Earth got like demolished or something like that. But
It happens.
and then they
As
go into
often
space. The immediate thing that Josh said is it kind of looks like Vector Man, and that's exactly what I thought as well. There's a duck mechanic and there's a standing shooting mechanic, so it's kind of like how Mega Man slides and shoots, but it's more in the vein of Vector Man. It's advertised on Steam as being something very straightforward and classic, like your Castlevanias, and I mean, I don't know, like Mega Man's as well. However, they also advertise there are no power-ups. There's nothing going on here besides the pure platforming and shooting. That's something I consider to be a bit of a detriment.
Okay.
A little
Too
too
one note?
A little too one note for my taste. The shooting feels good, and the character is easy to control. Also, it's not cheap like a Castlevania.
Okay,
You're
because
not
from
getting hit.
the video, it looked like the character maybe was a little bit floaty, maybe
No,
was a little loose
actually,
on
the character sticks pretty well to the
Okay.
ground that they're on. One of the things you don't really understand, though, is when you're being hit. There is a bar in the upper left corner that goes down pretty quick if you're not actually paying attention to it, so your life might dissolve a little too quick for yourself to even notice. It's not. I would say it's a choreographing problem.
Okay.
If you didn't understand Mega Man was being hit and there weren't like invincibility frames, you might not know you were even hit to begin with. And
Yeah,
I think that's
sure.
the issue. Your character doesn't flash too much. I think the environments are really cool. I think especially some of the enemy designs, like there are like sandworms, especially in the earlier levels. They also don't telegraph when they're being hit all that much as well. It's fun because it does. I think the level design isn't bad, especially the early platforming stages. I got about 4 levels in, something like that, and then I just kind of found it almost just too impossible to keep going with.
Okay.
I really admire what they were doing, but I also lost a lot of my attention. Without like power-ups, I don't think Mega Man would be Mega Man. Without your throwing axes, without your holy water, I don't think Castlevania could be what it was either. If you're not adding that second layer, then I'm not really sure you're actually bringing a ton to the table, because if you want classic experiences...
You want your up and B.
Right, but then you look at something that's also indie developed like Shovel Knight and something like that. It's very straightforward, but there's also depth. You're down attack to something. You're basically Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. Or but then you get like special attacks where you can charge up for like a laser beam or something. I kept expecting while playing this game to hold down the button to release a charge shot, because I thought that's what it was going to do.
And even Vector Man has some varied gameplay as you go through it. It's not anything too crazy, but you'll get some different guns. You'll get like different jump mechanics.
Yep.
Like a jetpack, I want to say.
And I think that's like the fault of Vector Man, especially like the first one, is that the camera is way too close to Vector Man. And this one, the character is perfectly placed. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. There are some weird cheap shots, but I don't think that's like out of the question in video games to begin with, because that's also partially what the challenge is. I think they were really close to something, and it just could have used a little more time in the oven. Okay. However, I did enjoy my experience from what I played, and I just thought it was cool that someone sent us a video game, and I wanted to review it honestly. Yeah, it was really cool. Honestly, they haven't really released much else.
I was going to say, do you know much more about the development team? Is this like a one-man shop, a two-man shop?
It's a small shop.
It's very small, and it seems that this is their only one they've published.
Okay. Yeah, right now it's
start somewhere.
$5.99 on Steam.
For $5.99, it's not bad.
And I definitely say at least go check it out. $5.99 it's the cost of a beer. And they have some pretty cool art style from all the stuff that I've seen. I've been following their Instagram too, and I like a lot of their design work.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Absolutely. I think this is overall a pretty good game. It just doesn't like speak to me the way it might speak to somebody else. If you like a lot of these classic games and you're looking for...
there's no voice acting.
There's no voice acting.
Too bad.
Too bad.
All right.
What do you want,
Who
Troy
needs
Baker?
voice?
No, yeah, check
I
them out.
can't read, you bastard. Okay. So, how many stars out of how many stars?
Out of
Or
10.
what's your scale?
I actually, for the stuff we're doing for the indie games, I am not going to do numbered scores or star scores.
On a scale of 1 to 10, if you would
Cisco
recommend
Lieber
it out of yes or no's, how many dinosaurs would you give it?
For $6, it's not bad. I think it would get about 7 dinosaurs.
Okay.
They're really small, like the ones that eat the people or the ones that like they get like the fan neck
The
and then they can
spitters.
spray. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's around there.
Right on.
Something like that. It's no T-Rex, but
Yeah.
you know what? I actually say keep going for it. If this is your first release, I think you got something really cooking for the future.
Do you want to talk about games we have been playing before we get to the indie stuff?
Mine is partially based on the topic because I literally played 2 of my games of the year this past 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you.
Hit me last.
Josh, that fucking Tony Hawk, eh?
Yeah, Tony Hawk, eh?
So yeah, since we podcasted Tony Hawk 1 and 2, the remake came out.
Yeah.
And you've been playing it?
I have, Tom.
I've been
And
playing it. Brad?
Brad's been playing it. No, he hasn't been playing it.
Dylan?
No.
Okay.
I love the Tony Hawk series. I started with 3 and I ended at Project 8. Yeah.
And then you said, fuck it.
Yeah, I think Project 8 is that maybe the last decent one they did? I mean, I enjoyed 8.
Project 8 was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ride was not.
I don't know.
I didn't even think about
This
that
is
one.
this is the first Tony Hawk game that I've ever played. So
Really?
I'm curious, how does it stack up? I know you played.
So it looks very
The
great.
originals.
It plays pretty much exactly the same. It's clunky, and I swore at my TV a lot. Ask Laura. She's couldn't believe, and I just kept going for it, and just kept swearing at the TV even more.
You ever played have you ever played Dark Souls in front of your significant other?
No, I should probably do that.
I mean,
I'm not a Dark
yeah.
Souls
Yeah, if you
guy.
as long as like when I'm swearing at Bloodborne, I know the game isn't being cheap. It's me not being good enough.
Yeah.
As long as it's not
Well-
like Tony Hawk is fucking you over.
But you still feel like throwing it.
So there was times where I felt like I was playing certain like each map level whatever has like 10 things to knock out. Highest score, get 5 floating umbrellas.
Yep.
You know, and I felt like I
laundry
couldn't
list.
have played. You know, you knock them out as you go. And there's times where I'm like, this is my 45th time just trying to get one fucking thing. And like that's frustrating. And I'm like, I'm feeling like he's not ollieing right. I'm like, I feel like I can't do this any better, and I feel like I'm doing it as good as someone can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I get the
not
same feeling.
probably, but so like even just like turning around, like, and it'll just send you, like, say you want to just turn around a level and you barely nick the wall. You just go flying in a different direction, and it just seems very like, why am I going that way? Like, no,
that's
fuck
how
you,
Tony Hawk.
fuck you,
That's
fuck you.
always how Tony Hawk kind of was, though.
Yeah.
That they even mentioned that on the loading screen, that just bounce into a wall, it keeps your combo going, even if you're just like bouncing off. So I did see that.
But I mean, I've gotten a lot better as I keep going. I almost hit, like, I don't know how some of these people. I played online with some. That's cool. They have an online feature.
Nice.
That's never been a multiplayer game to me, though. What
You're trying to outscore them. You got like 5-6 guys. Everybody's
Just
trying
on
to
a skateboard?
score the highest, and I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to score a 600,000 point trick.
Oh my God.
I almost hit
manual
100.
shove it, manual
Yeah, yep,
up the ramp, revert, manual.
I
No
don't-
one skateboards like
I
that.
don't give a shit. It's a video game and it's arcade as fuck. And it's
It-
fun.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
cool.
fun.
It is cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like skate. You know, I mean, I like all the aspects of all those games. They're all fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Hawk was the first one that really nailed it. Sorry, skate or die. But
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah, you ever try?
Jesus.
You-
What about Back to the Future?
I played a ROM of that, but
I have
fine.
Skate or Die 1 and 2. Had it since back in the day.
I choose die.
No tournament. It's got my name written on
I
it.
liked
in
it.
marker upside down.
Nice, dude.
Like
but,
TNC Surf design.
Yeah,
It was
Tony
good.
Hawk it's a fun game still. It's very
Yeah.
arcade-esque. Yeah, you're doing a 29 hit combo, 100,000 point tricks.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and the soundtrack's fun.
Soundtrack's
they
still
added
there?
Most of it.
So they lost some songs, which makes sense. It's been a gazillion years. That stuff is complicated. Copyright issues, record label BS.
Right.
But they added like a ton of other music, and most of it's fitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's also trying to stay relevant with the times, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, and different styles, like
so
you know,
Bob Dylan.
yeah.
Hard Rain's gonna fall.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Lots of ABBA, which was weird.
That is.
Why not?
I thought that was a great choice. I think
Mamma
just kidding,
Mia
by the way.
does work.
I think the presentation's great. I never played the originals, and they still somehow, like you said, felt like how I always figured these games should feel.
It plays exactly like it used to, but it looks very polished.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people saying that it is kind of just like snapping back into a sense memory.
Yes, I think so. I suck at combos. I mean, I don't know how to play the game really.
You definitely get
Neither
better
do
as you
I.
go.
Outside of
I mean, I got like 10,
collect-
12 hours into it already, probably.
Yeah, I
Which
felt
is crazy.
I felt like last night I almost had a moment where I'm like, I think I get this. Okay,
And
I
then
scored
you
like
didn't.
40,000 or something. I'm like, oh
On
my
one
god,
trick.
I'm one trick, yeah.
All right, Tom.
Yes, and then I couldn't do it again. Might have been the beer, but I don't
Swear
know.
at the TV.
Yeah,
Good. Me
but
too.
yeah, it is a good game to another one of those where you just kind of zone out. And I think the best thing I can say about this game is now it has me really stoked for a new skate game because that's more my jam.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit to get rid of the. I still had like the vestigial skate mind when I played this game, even though I hadn't played skate in probably 13 years. I still wanted to do like when you're trying to do a manual,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just finesse the stick. You know, I'm like, oh no, that's not this game. You just like gotta go flick the fucking thing and hit buttons rather than do combos.
Like
on
I
the
said,
sticks.
it's the first skating game that like went big, and you know
Yeah.
they were going for a video game, arcade style.
Yeah.
Do you think they
fun,
should do
over the top?
You guys think they should do the like 3 and 4 next? Should they be like DLC?
So
Should they come out with-
honestly,
Just
I
make
didn't
a new
play
one.
3 and 4.
Just make a new one.
Maybe
Well, the
they've
best-
tried that.
What's
a
the name?
few
Well,
times.
hold on.
not really.
Yeah,
Now hold on, because I played.
that's like a contract thing. They need
what's
to
the
get
name
out the door.
You
of?
see, like the Fantastic Four movie that was made by what was that guy's name?
Josh Trank.
No, not that one. The one back in like the 80s.
Oh,
that was made to never
Roger
be
Corman?
released. The Roger Corman
Yes.
one. They're like, we have to hold on the rights. Someone's just
Yes.
got to make a movie. We're never going to release it. Just make the movie, and it somehow is still the best Fantastic Four movie because it's got heart and a small budget with like cute effects.
Yeah, never meant to be seen by anybody.
But I don't know. They needed to make a Tony Hawk 5. They just had to crap it out. Whatever. Tony Hawk will give you 3 tweets.
There was a 2D skating game that I played that was really fun. I forget what it's called.
Ollie Ollie?
Bart Simpson.
Ollie Ollie.
Too
Ollie,
extreme.
Yep. The Ollie Ollie
Like a man-
2.
like a man.
Ollie Ollie 2 was fun as hell.
That was good. I actually played that like
Yeah.
a couple rounds
There
of
could be like a good 2D platformer, almost kind of with some Sonic stuff, where it's like about maintaining combos and jumping up.
like kind of a half excite bike thing.
I'd compare it like
There
more
is
to like
something.
a Sonic game feel, like where if you could like see what you were doing and do tricks between like your platforming, that could be fun.
That's what I'm thinking. But
Uniracers?
that's
Is
kind of
that
what
Ollie
Ollie.
Ollie?
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm envisioning a game in my head right now where I'm like, I
That
think they do
game
that.
reinvigorated a lot of that shit for a little while. And honestly, like most of the people who were like reviewing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 just said like, just play Ollie Ollie.
So yeah, I recommend Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's only $40.
That was 33 at Walmart.
Yeah,
Already?
if you wait 2
Brand
months,
new.
it'll be $20.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah,
That's what I do
It'll
for
be on
things
Game
now,
Pass. Yeah, 3 months. Anything else, Josh?
Mainly just that.
Bradwick, what have you been playing?
Well, Kamoshida's gone down, Madarame's gone down, Kaneshiro went down today.
Your Japanese is getting spectacular.
Thank you, Wagner Senpai.
Thank you. I like Chan, but it's all right.
I would just say San.
Wagner Kun. I don't
far as
know.
I go.
I don't know
Wagner
all of it
Kun,
yet. I just winked my eye and stuck my tongue out. I guess that is a common expression.
That's very Japanese.
It's just
of you.
them being like cute. Yeah.
Yes, I've been playing Persona 5. I'm about 35, 40 hours in maybe. I'm playing the Royal
All right.
version.
So you got to this where you pick your save slot for the game?
Well, where I'm scared enough to where I am picking my save slot, and I've read multiple spots like as long as you're staying diligent, you will max out your confidence. You'll be fine. Just like make
Take
sure
your
you're
ti-
focusing on
take
it.
your
Unless you
time.
want Haru.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But you also don't know nothing about Goro or
Right.
the counselor or faith confidants.
We don't.
Could still have done it.
I mean, and there's a whole other semester.
Haru is pretty much
I
impossible.
saw pictures of that Faith. I think she's pretty cool. I would like
well,
to
you
have
just
met
like.
her.
I mean, she's a little redhead who calls you senpai. That's what you like about it.
I
Loving the game. Fucking loving the game.
Good.
Obsessed with the game. I wake up at 7 in the morning because I know my girlfriend will sleep till 10 or 11, and I can get a solid 3 or 4 hours in.
What's her
And then-
problem?
What's that?
She should see a doctor.
No, she. I mean, we work fucking hard at Eagle Park. She works harder than me, probably, but
Yeah.
No, probably about it. Come on, man. I've seen it work.
Hamilton versus Muskego.
Just kidding.
No, it's true. But it has a flow to the game which I've never experienced in a JRPG where the day system, managing your time and watching your characters' relationships grow and your stats grow and how you can invest your time and money into different hobbies or activities. I've never experienced this with a JRPG. JRPGs have always been about making yourself stronger, learning more magic, this or that. This is, it feels like a TV series. It feels like a novella, like a graphic novel.
Until Morgana tells you to go to bed.
Man, and I'm so excited to eventually like hang out with my maid sexy teacher lady enough to where I can do more stuff in class and eventually start like doing things at night.
Is her name Becky? Why do I keep calling her Becky?
It's like it is Becca or something.
Takami?
I don't remember their names.
Yeah,
I called her up a lot.
Well, and she calls me master, and that's fun. And she makes me like shitty cup noodles, and
Give
that's
you a
fine.
massage.
But it's fun also because like you go to the movie theater and you can watch The Cake Night Rises, and he's like,
Yes.
pies are too easy. I'm a cake man. And I'm like, okay.
So
The game's funny. The game's charming. The characters are all interesting. The gameplay is fun. It is deep. It is exciting, confusing personas.
It's got a good loop.
You hate the characters that are evil. You love the characters that are great. I can't speak highly enough about this game, and I'm 40 hours in and feel like I've barely started, which is almost impossible for me. If I played Kingdom Hearts for 40 hours, I'm ready to like buy the like self-immolating kit or something, you know? This game is something very unique and special. Bloodborne higher, Nier Automata lower is where I'm going to rank it in my Dylan categories of games this year.
Well, I got to tell you, Brad, 4 is, to me, the Persona game. 4 has everything going for it that 5 took away. I just wish you could play it. You need to get a PC, bud.
Also, I have
PS4.
I have at least another 70 hours of Persona 5, so we'll regroup.
Don't worry.
In a month and a half.
We will. We'll have a whole thing about
You've got a heap and helping.
And then I want to do Doom Eternal after that, so we'll see where I'm at.
Holy
Because I might need a whole change of pace.
That would be a good change of pace.
Yeah.
And he's
you
playing
won't-
64 too. Well, 64 you can get through. You can get most of it done with under 20 hours.
You buy Mario 3D All Stars just because you're going to run out. You want to have a chance to buy it again. I'll play the game in 3 years.
Yeah, it took me a while to come back to another JRPG after playing Persona.
Really?
And a little bit, yeah. Because
And
It's a lot of time.
And before
It is.
we move on to another person's games, Josh has poured the most special beer we've had on the Dogcast together, maybe ever.
Really?
I'd be willing to say that.
So this is Drekker. They had their 6th anniversary. Happy birthday, Drekker.
Happy birthday, Drekker. You're one of the best goddamn breweries in the country.
Yeah, one of my favorites for sure. But yeah, this is their Chonk birthday cake sundae sour. Sundae is an ice cream sour.
So
I
washed my glass for this one.
It's thick. It's gonna be chunky.
It smells like
Supposed to
confetti.
taste like confetti cake, birthday cake, and it's actually. I didn't
That
think
is
I'd.
wonderful.
I didn't think I'd care for it that much, but because I'm not a cake eater,
Oh, I love it.
but it's very good.
That is something else. The notes of vanilla, it tastes like a sponge cake. That's the
mouthfeel,
weird. Yeah.
The lingering flavor is all like I just had a big bite of like moist, delicious frosting cake.
And it's not pulpy either. That's really good.
Yeah, it's
good.
smoothie style. Thick,
good.
chunky monkey, creamy.
there is chonk in that. So much chonk. I'll just be quick with the games I played because I don't have too much to say. But I did check out the new Battletoads that was on Game Pass. I don't know if any guys.
Title, by the way.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Does it fall in that category?
It does at this point, yes.
Got to like the third world, and yeah, it's
Those motorbike sections are god awful.
I.
They will last way too long.
You played some of it?
Oh yeah, I played it with my buddy Matt.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, your buddy Matt.
My buddy Matt.
I like Matt.
Friend of the podcast,
Yes.
Matt. And literally, like, I was like, oh, the beat 'em up sections, these are kind of fun. And then it was like a 20-minute like bike section, and I said to myself, like, what the fuck are we even doing here? It literally breaks the pace so hard because I expected it to be done a little bit quicker.
It was pretty long. That was the last section that I played.
I found it unacceptable almost. I literally turned to him and I'm like, I'm not doing any more of this.
Fuck this.
We're playing on like an easy setting too. I'm just like, I know.
Yeah, it's definitely a Game Pass game. Don't spend money on it. It's
The
worth
writing
checking
can
out.
get good.
Yeah, if you are a fan of Battletoads, I mean, at least they try to keep to the, hey, let's be a variety show of a game, and one level's a beat 'em up, the next you're in an office fucking typing up shit on the typewriter, and the next level you're
Yeah, you have to imitate like the monotony of everyday life through
yeah.
a mini game. It's actually pretty fucking cool.
It is good, yeah.
But also like then afterwards they make you do the motorbike segment, and I just said,
yes,
can't do it anymore. I'm like, I just wanted more side-scrolling beat 'em up because another thing on Battle Pass, it's called Streets of Rage 4.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a great.
sorry, that game is so much better.
It's really, yeah. It's no River City Girls, but it's very good.
I think it's better. But
Oh damn! I downloaded the expansion for Outer Worlds, that RPG that came out last year.
something of the Gorgon.
So yeah, Paraline Gorgon, and I just wanted to go on just a really small rant here.
Go for it.
About some of these expansions that come out, the DLCs. Well, first of all, okay, this is a Game Pass game, so I wasn't really clear on whether or not I was going to get the DLC for free or not. I figured I had to buy it, but I wasn't quite sure because when I went to play the game, it made me do a 45 gigabyte update.
Weird.
Which sounds like an expansion.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh shit, they're making me like download all this again. I must
Sure.
have the expansion.
Right.
I can't wait to go play it. And then I go into the game and nothing's happening, and they don't really tell you how to
Well, have you ever
Yeah.
played like a Bloodborne DLC or a Dark Souls one? It's really hard to find out what to do. You have to look up a
So
guide.
this is the thing that
3
pisses
years
me off.
later. Oh, okay. We found out what the update was.
So you have to go on the internet and figure out, okay, how do I access this DLC? Because it's not like, oh, you get a separate menu function. It's like, it's in game. You have to
There's
be
like one NPC that shows up
yes.
in the town. Yeah.
You have to get past a certain quest in the main
Right.
quest
Yeah.
before it unlocks. But I did I was looking around for it only to find out, like, yes, I did have to buy the expansion, and then trying to find on the Xbox store how to download the expansion. Like, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out, where do I go? Why is this not?
Xbox is the dumbest OS
Yeah.
Yes.
I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's bad.
I don't know.
No,
how,
I'm sorry. It's worse than anything I've ever touched.
I'm not, and I agree. I don't. It's almost like the PS Store, like all the PlayStation menus and the Switch stuff. None of them seem that great or intuitive. I think the PlayStation is probably.
Tell you what, when I go on PlayStation,
PlayStation's like one line.
I don't know. None of them are like fun to look at, really, or
Right.
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be fun.
Function
to look
over
at.
form,
I am literally function over form. There are ways, and especially on the PS4, where you can organize your titles, but with Xbox, it's literally like, do you want to see all of your shit in just a pile? And it's like, yeah, I have to in order to find my fucking game.
But
Are you
I
kidding
think
it's
me?
not just a pile. It's like, it's a labyrinthian
It's like,
pile.
do you also? It looks like the Windows 10 OS if they fucking put it in an immersion blender.
So, long story short, just want to wrap
Go
this
for it,
up.
yeah.
I found out I had to buy the DLC, so I bought it,
but you don't own the actual game.
but the download was 1 megabyte. So that
What?
whole fucking update that I did for the base game
on download
had
DLC?
the DLC in it.
Oh my god, that's a new categorization.
So I was so fucking pissed. Thankfully, I've been playing the DLC a little bit, and it's very good so
you were
far.
a big fan of this one, right?
Yes, yep. It took me a little bit to get back into the game after having played probably over a year ago, or just
This was about a
ago.
year. It's been about a year.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. And
It's
then
impressive.
I also played another game, but I think you were playing this one as well, and we will talk about that in this next session.
Whoa.
Yes.
Now hold on. You played the one I'm thinking of?
Oh my gosh.
It starts with an S.
Yes, we did play the
Dream
same
Daddy.
game.
Simpsons Arcade.
Also an indie game, Brad. Good job.
I
So
know. I did my research.
we're going to transition into. We need to talk indie games. Dylan
Yes.
reviewed an indie game today.
Indie.
but,
I reviewed a couple.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing an indie game episode for a while now. Roughly about 3 days since you texted the topic.
Because I thought it'd be fun. Because it's literally what I
But
mostly
this has been a
play.
long time coming.
But I'll tell you what. It was actually pretty eye opening because at first I had a little bit of a problem thinking like, geez, have I played like 5 or 6 indie games that I can talk about?
You've played many.
And then
Myself and my
Going-
shadow.
right, so then
Technically, yes.
going through my like my Steam account from over the years, the Xbox, all the games I bought, I'm like, holy shit. I've played like probably 60-40, like 40% indie games total.
And we'll be talking about some of our favorites. Some of the ones that really stand out, maybe the groundbreaking history ones.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's what's most important, because when I got turned on to indie games, it became probably, like, if we could call it a genre, it would probably be my favorite genre, because I think it's the most artistically pure and straightforward version of what a video game
it's
can
art,
be.
man.
It's art,
It's
dude.
fucking art, dude.
It-
Excuse me, I went to art school.
I mean, It's tough. It's
You choking on your man bun, Dylan?
I'm choking on the thought of art school.
It's tough. It is much more difficult for an indie developer to get something done. When you have all the money of an EA or whatever other major company you want to talk about, for a small group of people that are so passionate about games to come together, to sweat, to bleed, to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week.
5 years
Sitting
of their
in a
life.
chair.
To get their
lot.
video game out that is extremely well reviewed, or not well reviewed, but we're talking about the ones we
Successful?
love. And there's been a lot of great success stories, and yes, were considered indie. And I would agree. And I was surprised at the number of major games that I have played, owned, that I didn't realize were considered indie titles.
Same here.
Yeah.
There have been plenty. Yeah.
An oblique reference to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which was an indie game created from Igarashi, the guy who was one of the people responsible for Symphony of the Night. And Kickstarter has been a spot for some indie games to come through. But
A Bastion, also an indie game.
even
But,
a Baird.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So for a little bit of context,
Dylan approved that joke barely.
I had beer in my mouth, so I had to shake my head nice.
for a little bit of context, let's just go to the Wikipedia definition of an indie game. All right. An indie game is a video game typically created by individuals or smaller development teams without the financial and technical support of a large game publisher, in contrast to most AAA games. However, the indie game term may apply to other scenarios where the development of the game has some measure of independence from a publisher, even if a publisher helps fund and distribute a game.
It's kind of a you know it when you see it scenario.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely true. There are things like your Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, which is actually
a great
like
idea.
a double A.
That is double E.
That's what they call
Triple
it.
I.
Triple
Double A.
I, double A. And they've come up with so many terms, but production levels based off of what limitations are granted these developers. And and that's how I define it personally.
And that's a game where the limitations afforded them allowed them to be fucking really creative with the cutscenes, how they incorporated.
They also don't have
FMV
to.
with
They
the
don't
game.
have to care about games as a service. They don't have to care about. They don't have to care about hitting certain marks. All they have to do is sell a certain amount, and then the worst thing that happens to them is that they don't get a sequel, and the least worst thing happens is that it just doesn't fucking matter.
Or that they overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
And then No Man's Sky comes out, and then they ultimately redeem themselves. Or they Mighty Number 9 themselves into an early grave.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true,
So, Dylan, why don't you start us off?
So I recently, I'm talking in the past week and a half, I might have played my 2 games of the year. These are competing. One of them is Monster Train. It's on Steam. Monster Train is a card battling roguelike, and you get a certain. So you're traveling through hell on this train, and this train has 3 layers. At the top layer is basically the core or the energy source of your train, and it has a certain amount of hit points. And all of your enemies enter through the bottom level, and on each level you put a card, which is a monster that you might have acquired. And they defend upon the onslaught that comes through each level. And basically you're just trying to keep your little core alive till the center of hell. And that's all you have to do.
Nice.
But in the meantime, you have certain races, certain play styles that you can use to get through it. For the most part, there are 6 main races in the game. They're like Hellspawn, essentially. They each have their own little thing they can do. However, you have to choose 2 of them, a main one and a sub one. And then everything kind of builds off of that. What kind of strategy can you make with the Stygians, which are this race of merfolk, compared with Abyssians? I'm sorry. They're the, if we're thinking Magic the Gathering, they're the swamp creatures.
Okay.
And it depends on how you use those cards in tandem. And as you move along, you get upgrades, you get artifacts that kind of give you stat buffs on the side, shit like that. And it's literally just being good at playing the cards you're dealt. It's a wonderful video game. I literally cannot recommend it enough. It is
Steam only?
right now, yes.
Okay.
It probably will be ported. If it goes to Switch, I will buy it on Switch the moment of. If you like games like Slay the Spire, which I've just recently beaten, which is also another card-based roguelike, you are going to love Monster Train. I can't recommend it enough. It's perfect. It scratches that Dylan itch, baby, and sometimes you just can't reach that far.
Man.
Say, when was the last time you've been itched?
I'm going to tell you, I get bored by video games so often. But if you're talking about like sexually, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I was being a little vague there, but
Both.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, this game did it for me on pretty much every level. The unlockables are great. There's a great sense of progression. And I think that all of it works. I think that it's a few patches away from being perfect, to be honest with you. They constantly release free updates because it's Steam, and they can't just charge for that shit. People would get upset. And I played it after 2 updates. Right now is the perfect time to play it, to be completely honest with you. This game could revolutionize you. It's really good.
Congratulations,
To check it
Dylan.
out, yeah. I think we had like an epiphany or something.
I've
like,
literally
it's
played-
Like, shit. He had a come to Jesus moment.
Do you know what time I have logged on this? Now, this is before I got hired. I started playing a week and a half ago. I've got about 50 hours
Damn. All right.
in on this. It's really good.
I am very excited to hear what indie games you want to talk about, Josh.
Me?
I actually
you
am.
don't, you don't strike me as an indie gamer generally.
Well, I don't
must have
know.
played
You know,
a few.
you might be surprised. However, I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this, but I have a
That's
little,
okay.
little list here.
Drop it on me.
Yeah, so I mean,
Ew. Thomas.
PS4 has worked with limited run games, and they released a lot of really cool independent games together. And I was a real fan. I've actually picked up quite a handful. I'm not as much on the bandwagon anymore.
Don't worry about it. We're
Yeah.
talking about all the indie games.
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's a lot of cool ones they released. But I want to start out. Everybody's gonna say Cuphead. I want to skip that. I mean, nothing really needs to be said. It's amazing. Maybe I'm off here. Maybe this isn't an indie game. Rocket League.
Yes.
Rocket League's perfect, man.
Huge.
That is exactly
Huge,
right. Yep.
iconic.
You play a lot of Rocket League?
Not for a while, but I put a lot of hours into it.
Oh, really?
Me
I mean,
too,
I have
actually,
friends that
yeah.
have probably 1,000 hours.
Yep.
3 years ago into it.
I literally
But-
walked by your house one time, Tom, and I saw someone in the bottom story playing Rocket League.
Oh, really?
I just walked by and I'm like, oh,
It is
That's what they do here. Yes.
I mean, it's such a simple, fun game, and
Yeah.
it looks so polished. Yeah, and once you get down like the floaty flame on, once you get that down, it's a lot more playable. Even and even before that, before you get that down, you just keep playing it. You're like, oh, that's how the gravity works.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you do a Pele kick. You know, it's really cool. I mean,
that game was a sensation. when
I
that came
actually
out.
am kind of
Yeah.
surprised they haven't made something else. But it's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
They
that
did
is a
so much
lightning.
with it.
That's a lightning strike
Yeah.
scenario.
I think-
for sure.
And the
Epic
fact-
bought those guys, right?
that's a Fortnite battle royale.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can actually build on it. Like it's
Yeah.
either it's the same
we're
thing
making
with seasons
a
or
50-person battle royale.
I think they need
They
to
already
make
did
a
100
new.
or
They need to make a new Guts game.
Yes.
The Nickelodeon TV show. They need to make a Guts game.
Oh man!
Unless it-
Do you have it?
the aggro crag.
Yes.
We're gonna hook our players up to harnesses.
Or
but-
Rocket League.
As long as it has
Guts.
Mo in it, I don't care because I had such a
Kick it back
huge
to Mo.
thing for her.
Wasn't Rocket League the game where they accidentally switched on crossplay
Yeah.
between
Yeah, it is.
PlayStation and Xbox?
I think it was the first
"Oops."
one called, or first one that did it.
Oh, we're sorry we did this, even though Sony said it was impossible. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Great game though.
Yeah. Great, man.
What else? There's a few smaller ones. Astabreed or Astabreed, however you pronounce it, is
Never
maybe
played that one.
I
maybe
actually
the
finished that one.
best shmup. One of my favorite shmups. It looks beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really? What is it on?
It was PS4.
Dylan's
limited
spider
run.
senses are tingling very hard right now.
It is,
I like a shmup.
It's
Oh, you-
really cool. I mean, it's a bullet hell in ways, but it's definitely a little different. I haven't played it in over a year, but
Kind of like an Ikaruga.
oh,
That's all you have to say to me.
It might be the
Side
best looking
scrolling
one I
Ikaruga.
played.
I'm gonna
Doesn't
make
it change?
I'm gonna make an indie game called Bullet Heaven, where you're fighting like all the Christian gods, and you're like going up into
We
heaven.
could literally make a cute 'em up about that, and that might
So
actually be
good.
really successful.
So good.
Isn't it
Bullet
Bayonetta?
Heaven. We'll call it
Yeah.
Bullet Heaven.
Bullet Heaven, that actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually really
Bullinetta.
great. Bullet.
You get a skin for your ship. That's a Bayonetta
There you
skin.
go.
It's just a
You shoot
giant
him with
fucking
hair.
heel.
No, it's just the sexiest woman you've ever seen.
Josh, hit us with one more.
One more. Let's say a top-down shooter. Yeah, Yorshties. And if you haven't played it, you got to play it. Next
What the hell is
Machina.
this?
My shties.
Next Machina. Next
Next Machina.
Machine.
Machina?
Yes.
I enjoyed the hell out
Eugene
of it.
Jarvis, baby.
It really gave me the
Housemarque.
vibe that I was playing a crazy, updated, old arcade top-down shooter. But it was beautiful and
Yeah, it was a
pink.
twin stick.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. In the
Oh my
Smash
God.
TV game.
See, this is the great part about indie games. You can just find out shit on the spot. It's like, what's this? There's like a hidden gem you've never heard about.
That's one I've always wanted to play. I'm a huge Smash TV fan, and I knew Jarvis was involved with
Yeah,
them and
Eugene
making that
Jarvis.
game. And I was like, I need to play this.
I have a
and I never
copy.
did.
I
Friend
should
of the
bring it over for
podcast.
you.
Friend,
Best friend of the podcast.
I hope he's the best.
I'm throwing out
He
2
better be the
more.
best friend.
We don't need to talk about them. Retro City Rampage is a GTA.
That one's good. I
It's
played
fun. Very.
Yeah,
They
that
put
was
a lot into that game. You can
Yep.
tell, like
very
depth and
deep.
whatnot. Broforce, simple, a puzzle,
Yes.
shitty puzzle shooter. It's a little sloppy, and the simplest thing kills you, and you go, God damn it! And you're like, oh, that's kind of funny.
You're like pastiches of famous action
Yeah.
stars, and each one of them has like their own weapon.
There's
and
multiple
it's a
Sylvester
side-scroller.
Stallones,
Yep.
multiple Arnold Schwarzeneggers.
It's absolutely
I
wonderful.
think I played
you're
that one.
Ripley.
Its
you're-
multiplayer is so good.
Is it?
It
Yes.
is, yeah. I
It
played
sounds-
2-player a lot. It's a blast.
Yeah.
And
So
that was the
familiar.
one of the first PlayStation Plus free games I got. And I actually put a lot of hours into that one. I surprised the hell out of me. I thought it'd be stupid as hell.
Damn, man.
It wasn't. It
You're
was a relatively.
You're into AF, Josh.
I'm Indiana Josh. No,
well, you
I'm
give it
sure,
to someone for free, right? I mean, like, what are you gonna do?
Right, yeah.
Well, it was so cheesy.
No,
Bro
it is.
Force.
Yeah.
Powerade. No, but like I'm sure there's a ton. If I'd had more time, I could probably go into a lot more indie games.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
But yeah, I mean, no,
Yeah,
like
we're here.
I know you can a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
play
it's
way
a
too
nice
much.
little list.
We have
I
44
whipped
minutes
together.
until the tape runs out, so.
Okay, let's keep going. Brad.
Well, naturally, everyone wants to talk about Celeste, but I'm going to skip over this one because everyone's already talked about that one.
I wasn't even going to, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
was thinking-
everyone knows what Celeste is, but I wanted to talk about Overcooked. Man, Overcooked is a
No.
what? Why no, Dylan?
because I've worked in kitchens, I can't say.
Okay. See, no, this is
That's
accurate.
not how you cook.
This is.
It's like playing my hell.
Well,
Thanks.
okay, so it's a game about a kitchen, and orders come in, and there's like different kitchens you're working in with like different level mechanics where you might be cooking on a hot air balloon, or like two
A
food
train.
trucks running side by side, or they're just assholes walking through your kitchen, and it's great because it's a multiplayer game up to 4 players. And you know the gameplay's simple. There's like
They start out as your friends.
You gotta play multiplayer too.
It's
got
got to be
It's gotta be
multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
multiplayer.
There is pick up ingredient, and there is like prepare ingredient. Those are the main buttons,
Yep.
or like pick up plate and wash plate. It's all like essentially 2 buttons, maybe a dash. So it's straightforward. It's
Wonderful.
all about
Anyone can pick it up.
It's, well, anyone can pick it up. Few fucking people can work together and master it.
Yeah.
And that's
So
why
funny.
it emulates a kitchen in a really great way because it's communication. And
I almost made someone cry playing this game because I literally went into chef mode. I'm not even.
Well, when
fucking-
they walked away, they did cry.
well, and
Where's my runner?
Well, you'll find out. Like, if all 4 of us were to play, someone would quickly start barking orders because someone's got to be in charge of the kitchen. Someone's like, we need onions, wash these plates. I got
say-
this over there.
I would
Get
make you
the
call me Chef Dylan. I would
Yeah.
force you guys.
Yes,
to, and if
chef.
you didn't, I'd be like, get out of here.
Yes, chef.
Get out of my kitchen.
Heard. And as someone who's been in the service industry for a long time, it is it's such a good game, and it's
so
such
good.
a fun multiplayer game. But it's also every cook friend that I've had come over, they're like, "Fuck this, man! I just got done working." Like,
It's like it's literally a point where I'm like, I understand why this is fun, and it's like this really awesome. I would call it a time management sim.
Sure.
A
Yeah.
group time management sim, and you get into it, and suddenly like. I might have played this with Matt once on the PlayStation 4.
I could find that being frustrating, maybe.
And then I was literally like, I was literally like, why aren't those onions cut? Why aren't the onions cut? Where the fuck are the onions? And he'll be like, I'm trying. And I'm like, listen, I'm also serving, motherfucker, get to it.
And meanwhile, you're like dashing across the kitchen, washing every dish, doing everything else. Like, all you had to do was chop the onions.
I'm like, all you had to
You
do.
had one job.
You had one thing to do.
I got a text, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, Overcooked is for people who've never worked in the service industry in terms of food.
Yes.
Like,
Or if you're looking for
hardcore.
something fun to do and you got 4 friends over.
Yeah, you know what? With 4, I can see it being better, but the 2-player experience is not.
You know, I mean, the next logical conclusion: Overcooked 3, an 8-player.
Oh my God.
Local co-op.
It's like Saturn Bomberman.
Like a battle royale. Like you're
Kitchen versus kitchen.
Yes.
That is good.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
good.
Copyright. Take that out.
Overcooked 35. Yes.
Take that out, Tom.
Okay,
Take that out. 'cause I'm gonna
speaking
make
of
that game.
food, when is an indie developer going to make a heavyweights game? Does Disney still own the rights? It's been quite a while.
Disney owns
Right.
everything.
Yeah,
What
but
is
it's
it? Literally
been
how
a
much
while.
weight you can lose, or what?
No. It's
How many hot dogs
It's
do you
about
like?
how many deli meats you can smuggle into camp.
Through your butt.
Can you
Yeah.
find the candy
Where do you
tree?
hide? Where do you hide the?
I just had a
snacks?
hemorrhoid recently. I don't know how many slices of meat I can stick out. my
Speaking
asshole.
of hemorrhoids,
Blob's
I'd like to
the final
talk about
stage.
Super Meat Boy. Super
Very
Meat
abs.
Boy is an easily it's an addictive game that is very difficult.
it's kind of Celeste-like.
It's so fast. You know, it's great. Like how fast you get chopped up. You can like see your route. It's incredibly difficult, but also really fun and
Yeah.
easy to be engaged.
They
with.
revolutionized the "Hey, I died, immediately restart."
The Twitch platformer.
Boom. It cuts on that frustration level.
Yes.
And I don't. They somehow made a chunk of meat enduring.
Oh, yeah.
And I think indie games also have to rely a lot on character design, like a simple design of your character.
Yep.
Getting Meat Boy just right is as important as getting the gameplay right, and they work in tandem. And
Yep.
Meat Boy is another one that I just. It's important to mention because it's so great, and it's a callback, and it's nostalgic, and it's fresh and new at the same time.
Absolutely. And Team Meat, like those guys are like just prolific indie developers. Just all the shit that they've come out with.
Wasn't there? Have they been working on another sequel or DLC for like a long time now?
I think so. Are those the guys? One of the guys that did like Binding of Isaac, and like shit like that.
I'm not sure. It's all I know is that there's supposed to be some new content coming that's not out yet. Also, Cuphead. I'm waiting. There was one other indie game that I wanted to mention: The Final Station. This was a game that came out for free on the Xbox One, and it's a small little like 2D game.
Did I miss that gift horse?
Well, this was before Gift Horse was out. This was like when I was still doing it just for the podcast, and you play like a train operator who has to go to these different cities, and it's 2D. You're exploring this small area with zombies. It's about item management, and it's you can like move the thumbstick up and down to shoot, but it's still 2D and very simple. But it's got this really elegant storytelling where a lot of it is told simply through vignettes and in the environment, and you're learning about what's going on in this big fictional world without these grandiose story scenes. And you're finding a small number of survivors, and you are continuously moving forward. And this was one of the very rare instances where I started a gift horse, and I wound up playing this for about 3 hours straight.
You actually like the game.
Where I really got engaged with the game.
Yeah.
And the final station was something very unique and very fun. This is probably the most indie game I'm going to mention, because otherwise, eventually indie games become so popular that everyone plays them and buys them, which is your Celestes, your Meat Boys, your Overcooks, your Bears.
Cupheads.
Or not Bear, your Braid.
Yeah.
Your Cupheads. And Final Station was just a very fun little pleasant surprise as a free download on the Games with Gold. Mad props to these great little indie games that they're being made, and they're some of the best instances of game design that you'll see.
I mean, hell yeah. I've never played Final Station. I always wanted to get around to it.
It's good. It's really good, and it's elegant, simple storytelling, and it's about item management, and it's a callback to simpler times that is really fun.
I'm actually going to have to give that one a shot. I think I own it, so.
Yeah, it was on Games with Gold if you had Xbox over the past year or so.
Sure. No,
What about you, Tom?
I was gonna lead off with. So I was gonna bring up the Baird,
Braid.
because that was the yes.
That was
Sorry, I've been mispronouncing that.
That game was a ground zero.
That was Jonathan Blow, the guy that made that game, the brainchild. He became the indie darling. And back in 2008, the summer of arcade, when Xbox had that promotion going on, that was like I want to say, at least as far as consoles were concerned,
It was the smartest thing they could
the
have done.
big bang of the indie movement. To this day, I think Braid is fucking phenomenal.
I don't think it necessarily holds up with a lot of what it does, but what it did at the time.
It was unlike anything I ever played. Have you ever played Braid, Josh?
No.
Okay, it's
I'm
like
aware of it, though.
it's like a side-scrolling puzzle game.
It's got a Ludo narrative.
No, it doesn't.
No? About like turning back time and like wanting to change
No,
the past?
a ludo narrative is when the narrative
Yeah.
disassociates from the narrative, or when your actions disassociate from the narrative. Sorry.
I mean,
I wanted to turn back time.
I think
I
it
could
has
find
like a
way.
pseudo Ludo narrative.
I don't think there's ludo. I don't think the twist isn't the ludo.
What is it? You have to save the princess, right? And the whole game.
You're like the monster in the game, actually.
You end up being the monster. Yeah.
You're also a person who developed an atomic bomb. Did you read that part of the story?
Yeah, that's where I thought he started putting in some shit just to like be MacGuffins or like.
But that's the interesting part too. You're supposed to be someone who worked on like a suit, like another world's Manhattan project.
Yeah.
And your obsession with work, aka the game, which is not ludo narrative, you're actually a part of the narrative. Your obsession with work drives the princess away, and then you realize that the princess wants to escape you. Mm-hmm. So I actually
was living with a real princess when I played the game, so it might have been Ludo. We don't know for sure.
Princess who?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Fuck, I'll find
Yeah,
out.
he's
Don't
under
worry,
NDA.
I'll hack you.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're remaking this game. Actually, I think John Blow is doing this again.
Why?
I don't know
It's a fun game. Leave it alone.
because The Witness didn't sell.
Support it.
Dude, we're going to add a digital dewback in the background. It's going to be better.
It's gonna be
The
great.
Witness is very good. Just keep traveling
it's
in a
out.
different
It's very
direction.
good. I got to give a shout out to Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight.
Yes. So fucking
Every
good.
God House.
There's not a single person that started playing that game like, dude, this game fucking sucks.
Nobody's ever said it.
That might have been my game of 2014 because the minute that game came out, I was just like going to like bars in Watertown and be like, "You fucking play Shovel Knight?
What
Yeah.
art? What
Where
art
can I get
design?
it? What's that?
Like what art design? Like
It's bit between 16 and 8.
it's so perfect.
It's so absolutely.
Just the colors and the sprite work. Just like you immediately know where you are.
And the fact I think it was only on Wii U to begin with.
Yes. Oh, no, 3DS.
Was that on 3DS?
I think it was the 3DS Wii U Simul.
But I could not sing the praises of this game enough to as many
Have you
people as I
played the
could.
expansions?
I have played Plague Knight. I think? Spectre
of Torment.
Spectre of Torment. That's it. Yeah.
The King of Cards is really good.
I keep telling myself I got to go back.
Were those?
It plays like a Wario Land. I'm not even joking.
Oh, cool.
Like literally when I played it, I'm immediately just like, oh yeah, all right.
Yeah.
fuck. So was that a Kickstarter game? No.
Yeah, it was.
I think.
Is the DLC a lot of the new stuff? Is this
If you
still being
get-
given
if-
free
listen,
to the original Kickstarter?
No, if you get Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, that contains all of it.
But no,
If you were a backer,
what I'm saying is,
yes.
if you were a backer, are you getting these DLCs for free?
I think so. Yeah.
I think for most.
Back your Ayuden Chronicles. Back like if it's by a developer or someone you trust. I know Ayuden Chronicle comes out in 2 years and it's going to be fucking dope, and the DLC is free because I backed it. There's some risky maneuvers like your mighty number 9s, but I think it's still worth investing.
Yeah.
I have 3 indie games that I am backing on Kickstarter right now.
Good job, Brad.
Shit.
Good for you, man. Yeah. Keep it alive.
Claps for Brad.
I did it.
I have a soft spot for full motion video games still. Like think back to the Sega CD and
Her Story.
So yes, I wanted to bring up Her Story. I thought
so.
That was.
I played that one too.
Did you?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah,
it was good.
I like this game. I don't know if you want to call it a game, an
is.
interactive
No, but
narrative.
you choose. You make choices.
Yes, the way it's presented is great. So, who are you as a character? You are like,
You're like
somebody.
an interrogator.
You're an interrogator, but you're actually watching the videos of the interrogation. So you are like somebody
you
in the
are
police
literally-
department.
You're like an analyst. You're someone
Yes.
from outside of it. But for the most part, you're controlling the idea of what an interrogator does.
So you watch these short video clips of this woman getting interrogated, and then you realize, there's like a larger narrative here.
Yeah.
Basically, the game is you taking keywords that she said in the video, searching for them, and that brings up more videos that contain that word.
And text documents.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you start watching all these video clips and searching more and more, and you start piecing together this overall arching story out of sequence to figure out what the mystery, somebody was murdered, basically. I love that a lot. I know, like I said, I'm a stickler for FMV games, and these are thriving in the indie realm,
There's a new one out right now. I don't remember what it's
From
called.
the same guy?
In the same vein. I don't know if it's the same developer.
Okay.
But I see it every time I'm on like the Switch store. I'm just
Oh, really?
oh, okay. I'm
Okay,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's something too. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
it.
yep.
Apparently it's pretty good as well. These things just don't sell. that much. So obviously this is a passion project. And I think that's what's really cool about indie games in general is that it's all about what the people who made it, they're searching for something and they have an artistic intent. It's not like a Ubisoft game where it's immediately just like, well, we got to have shit you can find on the map, and I guess the combat has to be like this. I get really bored by AAA. I tried playing Rage 2.
Oh yeah,
because I had it on Battle Pass, and I literally had my buddy in the room with me, and I said, "This fucking sucks."
Wasn't it really a failure though? Like
it wasn't that much of a failure as you think, but I was literally like, "This is the world's most competent shooter," and I could not give a fuck about what's going on in the plot or what I'm killing.
Right.
So it's just like I'm done. I literally just deleted it after 10 minutes.
I mean,
I'm like,
there's a place for everything.
I think for certain people, yeah.
Yeah. And then I just wanted to give another shout out to Inside, which is my 2016 game of the year. I know I've talked about it a little bit.
It is?
Yeah. I fucking love Inside.
What?
I remember that was the first year we did the podcast, and I think we did our first game of the years, and I had never talked about it on the podcast. And when we did our game of the year, I'm like, yeah, mine's Inside, and I think you were just like, what the fuck is that game?
That's why there's that, like, you get like a weird doll or something.
It's the only game that I know of that actually had a doll from a sex doll company make one of the characters from the game.
Hashtag Persona 5 Royal. Are you listening?
Yes, but from Playdead, these are the guys that made Limbo.
On. Get the fuck out of here.
Ryuji.
Well,
that's fine too.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
These are. I liked his Persona best.
Yeah, it's on. It's on for sure.
Okay, this is from Limbo, the guys that did Limbo. And Dylan, let's talk about Spiritfarer because I know you were playing this game.
Oh yeah, this one's the most recent one I've been playing. I got Monster Train about 2.5 weeks ago, something like that, before I was employed, so I had a lot of time with it. Spiritfarer though, what a video game. For me, I'm always trying to explore video games that don't necessarily make you kill things or force you into combat. I think those are the most interesting video games you can make. Allie will argue that Stardew Valley is one of those. However, I will also say that there's a dungeon where you definitely murder a bunch of shit. So that's not true. You're technically still killing shit in Stardew Valley. It's not like Harvest Moon. But Spiritfarer is this really excellent game. It's a 2D hand-drawn,
it's really pretty.
Side-scrolling adventure game. Does
it's
that
a
sound
sim.
right? It's a sim.
It's a management sim / seafaring.
It really is.
Game.
It's an exploration game, but what you are, it starts off. You're this girl. Her name is Stella, and you have your cat Daffodil with you. It's this little yellow cat, and Sharon, Charon. The god of the traveler of the dead, the one who brings people to their final resting place. Yep. There you go. Brad
tattooed on my arm.
He's doing that right there. He tasks you, Stella, with being the next version of. And it's so well animated, it automatically snaps with you.
So you say Charon.
It's Sharon or Charon.
Okay,
Karen.
Me and my tattoo guy were like,
Charon.
It's like the most like hardcore like metal concept. He's like, is it pronounced Karen?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I don't know. Is it Sharon? But we were trying to come up with the coolest way to say it. We said with like K-Ron or something.
It's well, first of all,
I'm just happy you brought up.
It's a Greek name.
Yeah.
And so I'm imagining
Karen, the god of
the
god that escorts you across like the River Styx or whatever.
The god of non-masking.
To Hades.
The god of you can't be here because you're black.
Can I see your manager?
Yeah.
So yes,
but you get tasked with that, and you end up meeting a bunch of these spirits throughout this very rich open world. You're tasked with fulfilling their last desires before they die, but most of the people you find are someone from your life as Stella, and it's fascinating because you essentially build a city on this ship.
That's where the management sim part comes on. Instead of having a town with a bunch of ground, you're building all your buildings on the deck of your ship and stacking them up on together, like a shanty town or something.
And you're tasked with making sure they're well fed and hugged. That's not a joke. You have to hug them a lot. And there's something really like you find these spirits, and there are certain tasks you have to do to get them on your ship so eventually you can woo them into the afterlife for the most part. And what I found most interesting is you find all these spirits, and they all look like these hooded figures. But when you get them on their ship, they turn into these actual, like, really cool and well-designed characters. They look absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
This is the best design work I've seen in probably 5 years in video games.
I'm only a couple, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours in.
Have you gotten Summer yet? The
No,
snake?
I only have Gwen. I'm still on the first spirit. Yeah.
So there's a few of them that come afterwards where you're suddenly just like, oh shit. Like they knew exactly what they're doing. They know where they want you to go. I will say there are parts that stall out if you don't have the right activators in place. And what I mean is if you don't have if you didn't fulfill a certain quest, a weird, maybe even side one, sometimes the main quest stuff might not show up the way you want. That's my main criticism. However, everything else about this game is so charming and interesting.
Very endearing.
Also, I'm really interested in like seafaring and this whole idea of you plotting courses and then figuring out how to make your crew survive. There's something just immediately like accessible, and this feels about right.
You can.
Yes, I'm definitely looking
I'll
forward.
never be little, let's be clear.
I'm looking forward to playing a lot more of it. I mean, it captivated me more than I thought it would, even though I've been listening to like other podcasts and reading things where people are like, this is a fucking game of the year contender.
Every time anyone talks about it on a podcast, I turn it off. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want any influence.
Because it's a relatively long game from what I hear.
It's very long. It's
like
about
40, 50 hours?
35 from what I understand.
Yeah.
However, like the world is vast. Like there are islands to explore, resources to gather, to build more stuff for the people on your ship. You actually care about the people on your ship. The writing is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless they start using meme speak. It's happened a few times, but whatever. I feel like an old man. But yeah, Spiritfarer. If you're going to play one game this year, this is actually my recommendation above Monster Train because it's free on Game Pass.
Agreed.
If you can download it, download it. As far as other indie games, I don't know what to tell you. I've played so many that it really would fucking hurt your brain. We talked about a lot of the ones I think I really wanted to talk about.
Limbo might be my first.
Is it really?
Limbo might have been my first big indie game experience.
It could be, yeah. It was a lot of people.
It was like $5 or $10, and I remember downloading it, and it was it's such a sparse world design, all black and white, almost no music, and so atmospheric. You are immediately drawn into this character, and it's so smart because you don't see. I mean, you're mostly in shadow. You see the eyes of your character. You see very little bits here and there, and it's how they play with the shadow and they play with the level design.
It's a fun puzzle platformer.
It is. I would agree. It's like primarily a puzzle game with a lot. There's platforming in it, but it's about you pull this boat here. How do you get past this spider boss?
Yep.
Raising the water, dropping the water, and absolutely beautiful experience. It definitely veers more into the art category over gameplay.
But that's what most indies are.
And I mean,
it still plays
a lot
very
of.
good,
I mean,
though.
a lot of indies are. I'm not, and it's not knocking the gameplay at all, but it's striving for a more personal, special, resounding experience, something that like kind of lingers with you and you take with you, which is great. And there's also your Rocket Leagues, which is another style of indie game, which it's about the gameplay that resonates with you, but. Limbo was very special.
Have you guys played What Remains of Edith Finch yet?
No, and after you've talked about it, I know that I have it and I want to play it.
It beat Nier in my game of the year for that year when we talked about our best games of the decade.
Okay.
And it did.
It was a free game on PlayStation Plus. I think I got
I remember talking about
It's on Game Pass. You guys can all get it for free.
I want to play it. I think I listened to a spoiler cast of it like not too long ago, so I still kind of it's fresh in my mind. Kind of like
if we're talking about narrative experiences and we're talking about video games that can be emotionally affecting and tell a story without being boring or like pedantic and overrun, it's What Remains of Edith Finch. The last one I do actually want to talk about though is called Rogue Legacy.
Oh yeah,
we're not talking about Hotline Miami at all.
I love Devolver Digital. I can't recommend this one to everyone though.
Okay.
I can't bring this up in a conversation of where I'm trying to recommend to everyone.
Okay.
So what I will say is Rogue Legacy is one of the best. It's one of the first, really technically speaking, roguelikes. It's called Rogue Legacy. You're this character, and every time you die, You're literally your heir from the other era, but you also have to choose whether or not you inherit certain like deformities or just crap. So like your character can be like stereoscopically blind, or your character can't see in 3D, or your character has dwarfism or has gigantism, and your sprite will literally move into that.
Okay.
It's one of the best. It's literally one of the best side scrollers you'll ever play.
All right. Closing game. Any game you haven't mentioned yet, Josh?
I mentioned everyone on my list, honestly.
All right. Brad, any other ones you want to just shout out?
It's a small little game. It's called Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo.
Wait, what?
They just had their
I played that too.
They had their 35th anniversary.
When did that come out?
They're re-releasing it on like 35 different variations this year. Check it out. Get it on the Game & Watch. It's mostly on the Game & Watch system. It's an obscure handheld type game.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
And check it out. Also, follow Fall Out Boy. Don't forget to get the Tony Hawk graphic novel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon console.
You've been reading that video game joke book. Okay.
I don't know. I think I talked about all the...
Xbox 69, baby.
Honestly,
Boom, boom.
I think I talked about all the indie games I really wanted to mention. Overcooked is fantastic. Final Station. I mean, Celeste. We didn't really talk about Celeste too much. One of the best soundtracks. One of the best...
Dead Cells?
Yeah.
Is that in it?
It's a great story. I don't want to say it's one of the best stories, but definitely check out Celeste because
is
just
great.
the soundtrack alone is worth the trip.
Yeah, and the subject matter is actually, I don't want to say
It's,
cool, but how it's
It's
they presented in
relevant.
this game.
I mean,
Yes.
it's about coping, you know?
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got the depression part of it. I didn't feel it as much as
I'm
most people.
Yay!
Great platformer.
I'm going to give a
Great
shout out.
platformer, though.
Yes. I'm going to give one last shout out to a game called Night in the Woods. I really enjoyed that one. If you want a game
one
that's
rules.
that's very well written, best written games I've played, that is not,
It's
doesn't have
mostly an
violence.
adventure game, though.
And Firewatch.
And
Firewatch.
I guess
is something
most
else.
importantly, support indie games. Seek out indie games. If you're interested about something, they're generally not that expensive.
Most of what my Switch library is indie games that I bought.
It's hard to
just
call
because.
these.
There's
like-
so many great Switch titles that are inexpensive that are worth checking out.
Yes. And there's just so many titles in general. Sometimes it can be tough to weed out the chaff. It's great to be able to have access to these games in this day and age. And if you're looking for something to watch, I recommend Indie Game the Movie. Came out in 2012.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you're interested in Team Meat, who made Super Meat Boy, they're there with their camera crew the day they published Super Meat Boy.
No, I've seen that. Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen that one. Yeah.
And Fez and Jonathan Blow's in there with Braid.
Fez. That's also. Ooh, that's a game.
That creator might have went off the deep end a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I'm also not on like
But I don't-
social media. 'Cause
yeah,
feel
I don't
like
blame
You know
He
what?
goes-
It's great. So my coworker, who is like the head cook over at Eagle Park Hamilton, he texted me out of
Oh, I've
nowhere.
met him.
Because Nate, I didn't know like Nate was a big gamer, and then I just like all of a sudden he was playing like video game soundtracks when he was cooking food. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing this song? He's like, I don't even know what it is. I just put it on a video game soundtrack. But he texted me out of the blue the other day. He's like, have you heard of Stardew Valley? I'm like,
Nice.
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it. He's like, I don't know much about the game, but it was essentially one dude who did all the work over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And
Like
he was
Undertale.
so blown away by that concept. He said,
Undertale.
I don't need to own the game. I just want to give him money for that dedication and that effort.
Brad, if I got you on Stardew Valley right now, Carly would literally break up with you.
Yeah, there's a great chapter in Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, all devoted to his story. The guy that made.
I'm gonna pass I have the book. I'm gonna pass it over to Nate then because I'm too busy fucking going to Shujin Academy to read a book. I'll give it to Nate for a while.
All right.
Can I close this out with a joke, please, gentlemen?
You may, but we have one last announcement. Our buddy JP John Poland, friend of the Dogcast.
Here's a question.
And Jeffrey Wittenhagen.
And Jeffrey, do we have to call him a buddy?
I wouldn't say he's a buddy. He's like an ultimate fucking homie.
A lover?
He's
No.
like
Jeffrey-
he's closer than family.
I'm feeling good about Jeffrey.
Yes.
I'm excited for you and Jeffrey to party.
That'll be cool.
Oh God, we'll never see them again.
The bars.
Speaking of indie games, we want to give a shout
Charmed
out
off their ass.
to John and Jeff's company, Premium Edition. Or they're part of this company. They're doing indie releases for the Switch, so kind of like a limited run thing. You have a couple days.
Our homies Jeffrey Wittenhagen and JP. They started this brand new thing besides their wonderful Switch podcast, which they do, because JP, He's doing Switch Mania where he collects every single Switch game possible. Follow him on Instagram and on Facebook because he is out there. He owns every physical Switch version
physical,
of every game. They just
Every
released,
variant, like every.
and they just released a Switch collector's book, and it's only because someone said that would be silly, and Winton Hagen's like, we're gonna do like multiple versions of like this is the entire Switch book.
Yes,
but they just started a new thing, which it's premium edition games. And they're going to be releasing some indie titles, some smaller titles with physical copies, with some ultra limited edition stuff. Check out their website. Check out their Instagram and Facebook because if you like the Nintendo Switch, which we do, Dylan does.
Hell yeah.
Check out Premium Edition games because both Jeffrey and JP are good friends and they're fucking crushing it. And we're so excited for their new endeavor. Couldn't be more excited. Go to Premium Edition
Premium edition dames. That's a whole different thing.
These dames, I tell you.
I've been playing too much Persona. Go check out premiumeditiongames.com. It'll be worth the trip.
Yep.
Premium edition waifus.
Yep. And we'll be having these guys on the podcast.
I run that website.
sometime soon as well. Dylan's going to bring us out on a joke, I believe. But before we do that,
go to Hair the Dogcast on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at Hot Dogcast. Go to Patreon. If you've listened this far, we're worth a cup of coffee, I hope.
Yeah.
And there's exclusive.
Are you not entertained?
There's an exclusive Raw Dogs episode where Dylan and I and our good new friend Raw Dog Nick, we talk about Game Boy Advance, we talk about Bloodborne, Nier Automata, we talk about some other topics in depth. We go way too deep, and you're going to be loving every second of it.
I say
so
a
check
lot.
that out.
Depends on what Brad edits out. But I'm
almost
sure you'll
everything
like it.
except some of the flat earther dialogue we had.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not a flat earther.
We're all
By
very
the
against
way.
it, but Dylan is very against it.
I say fuck them.
right on.
I say that here too.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're really stupid.
All right.
You've never seen a cat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, please welcome stand-up comedian
Hey, how y'all doing?
Dylan
tonight?
Hoff.
How y'all doing? tonight?
I had nowhere else.
How y'all doing? Oh yeah, I play a lot of video games, but I'll tell you what. How good is that Minecraft, everyone?
Yeah.
Talks
I don't
about.
know.
Minecraft.
Shit, yeah.
Watermelon.
Well, I heard it's pretty top notch.
Oh!
That was the joke?
Shoot me in the
That was
mouth.
the joke?
Yeah, Notch created.
Oh, okay. How do you get all of your Pikachus onto a bus? You Pokemon.
Fuck. Damn it.
Everybody,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Some real comedy sports.
We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
We love you.